Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí chánẹ́ẹ̀lì Fáàtì Òkodoro. Ẹ káalẹ́, ẹ kú òwúrọ̀. Mo fẹ́ kí yín káàbọ̀, bóyá kí n wò bóyá yóò dùn báyìí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí chánẹ́ẹ̀lì Fáàtì Òkodoro. Mo ń tẹ́sítì ẹ̀ wò ní. God bless you. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, ẹ káàbọ̀ sí chánẹ́ẹ̀lì yìí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí lálẹ́ yìí. Chánẹ́ẹ̀lì yìí láti máa ń sọ òdodo, láti máa ń fi báwo la ṣe máa ń pàwé yìí, láti máa ń kanjú abẹ níkòó níbi tí a ò ti ní máa pẹ́pẹ́ gànná káàkiri. Níbí yìí lẹ́ ó ti gbọ́ òdodo nípa ohun tí Islam jẹ́. Níbí yìí lẹ́ ó ti gbọ́ òdodo nípa ohun tí Bíbélì wí, nípa ìgbàlà, nípa Jésù, nípa wòlíì èké nì, nípa ọ̀nà ìyè, nípa ìyè ayérayé, nípa ìyè àìnípẹ̀kun. Níbí yìí lẹ́ ó ti gbọ́. Lálẹ́ yìí a tún kí yín káàbọ̀. Ọlọ́run yóò wà pẹ̀lú yín. Ẹ̀yin aráalé, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàdúrà. Ọlọ́run bàbá wa, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín láṣálẹ́ yìí, ibi tí ẹ bá wa bẹ̀rẹ̀, ibi tí ẹ bá wa dé. Bí a ti ń tẹ̀síwájú, a fẹ́ kí ẹ máa bá wa lọ, a fẹ́ kí ẹ dá sí wa, a fẹ́ kí ẹ wà pẹ̀lú wa, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ìyanu, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ìràpadà, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbàlà, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣe ohun tí ènìyàn ò lè ṣe, ohun tí ọgbọ́n orí ènìyàn ò lè ṣe, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣe fún wa. Lálẹ́ yìí, nígbà tá a bá parí ètò, a fẹ́ kí ẹ bá àwọn ènìyàn pàdé, a fẹ́ kí ẹ yí àwọn ọkàn padà, a fẹ́ kí ẹ gba àwọn ọkàn là, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbàlà, a fẹ́ kí ẹ dìde ìgbàlà fún àwọn ènìyàn, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa tí à ń wàásù fún, àwọn ènìyàn wa tá à ń sọ fún pé Jésù lolúwa tí wọn ò tíì mọ̀, a fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣí wọn níyè. Gbogbo pẹ̀pẹ́ tó bojú àwọn ènìyàn wa, àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí wa, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa, àwọn ọ̀gá wa, àwọn alábàáṣiṣẹ́ wa, Ẹ̀mí Mímọ́, a fẹ́ kí ẹ bá wọn pàdé lóru yìí, lálẹ́ yìí, ní àkókò ibikíbi tí wọ́n bá wà, kí ẹ gba ọkàn wọn là. Sísọ táwa ti ń sọ ní pé nípa gbígbọ́ ni ìgbàgbọ́ ti wá. Bí a ti ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ yìí, bí a ti ń ṣàlàyé tá à ń yànnàná àwọn nǹkan tí Kùránì sọ yìí, Ọlọ́run alààyè, a fẹ́ kí kẹ́ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, kí ẹ sì gbàkóso, kí ẹ sì yí ọkàn padà. Ọlọ́run alágbára, dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, a gbé orúkọ ọlá yín ga. Àwọn èèyàn mi tó ń bọ̀, tó máa darapọ̀, Olúwa wà pẹ̀lú wọn. Olúwa, nígbà tá a fẹ́ parí ètò yìí, jẹ́ kí àwọn ènìyàn kó di alábùkún fún, jẹ́ kí ògo kó jẹ́ tìwọ Ọlọ́run, kí ìbùkún kó jẹ́ ti àwa ọmọ rẹ, kí ìtìjú bẹ̀ kó jẹ́ ti Sátánì. Ẹ ṣeun bàbá ayérayé, torí tí a gbàdúrà lórúkọ Jésù Kristi, Olúwa àti olùgbàlà wa. Àmín. Braola Miss Wet, you're welcome. God bless you. Lánàá, à ń ṣe review lọ nípa debate. Wọ́n ti ṣe debate kejì náà lénìí. Bí a nígbò ṣe a máa ṣe review yẹn náà. So nígbà tí mo ń retí àwọn èèyàn mi, bọ̀ èmi mo ṣì wà nílé báyìí. Review yẹn tá à ń ṣe lọ náà ni àtẹ̀síwájú. Ṣùgbọ́n lánàá yẹn, program tá a ṣe lánàá, àwọn ènìyàn kan pè mí, wọ́n sọ pé kò yẹ ká parí program wa bẹ́yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n nítorí àkókò ló jẹ́ kí a parí ẹ̀ bẹ́yẹn. Ọjọ́ tí ń rebi àná, òrùn rebi àti wọ̀. So tá a bá ní ká tẹ̀síwájú, ọ̀rọ̀ kan àti bí arákùnrin yẹn léèrè pé àwọn mùsùlùmí wo ló wà láyé tí Islam bá jẹ́ ẹ̀sìn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe kí Muhammad tó dé. Ó yẹ ká rí mùsùlùmí kan tó wà láyé kí Muhammad tó dé, àbí gbogbo wọn ló ti paradà ní, gbogbo wọn ló ti dìdàkudà. So tí ò bá wá sí mùsùlùmí kankan, tí ò rí ẹ̀rí mùsùlùmí kan wá, báwo ló ṣe máa sọ pé wọ́n ti ń ṣe Islam kí Muhammad tó dé? Ṣé Muhammad ní mùsùlùmí àkọ́kọ́ ni? Ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́ tàbí tí ó pa kasọ ni. Ìbéèrè kejì náà ni pé tẹ́ bá ní báwo làwọn Jésù ṣe jọ́sìn bí mùsùlùmí, Abraham ṣe jọ́sìn bí mùsùlùmí, Ádámù, gbogbo wọn, ó ní ìwé kan wà tí a kọ sílẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe jọ́sìn. Ìwé yẹn kí lorúkọ ẹ̀, níbo ló wà? Ṣá lè rí àkọsílẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe jọ́sìn yẹn, àbí ìwọ ló kàn ń sọ lọ́pọlọ ara rẹ pé wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan tó wù wọ́n nígbà tiwọn ni, bá a bá ṣe fi hàn nígbà tiwọn ni, ayé ti Muhammad yàtọ̀, Islam tàwọn yẹn yàtọ̀, bí wọ́n ṣe gbégbé ayé wọn yàtọ̀. Ẹ̀rí dà? Ṣé Kùránì sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Tí Kùránì ò bá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, ìwé wo ni ó tó yàtọ̀ sí ìwé Kùránì tó yànnàná bí àwọn ẹni ṣe kírun, bọ́n ṣe ṣe Islam tiwọn tó fi yàtọ̀ sí ti Islam tí wọ́n ṣe lénìí? Arákùnrin wa ò lè mú ìdáhùn tó gúnná wá. A tilẹ̀ ń bí pé kí ló dé tí Jésù ń pe Ọlọ́run ní baba? Ṣé Allah jẹ́ baba ni? Kí lorúkọ tí Jésù Mùsùlùmí ń pe Ọlọ́run? Ṣé Allah náà ni? Àwọn ìdáhùn tá à ń retí rè. Nígbà tá a ti rí pé kò sí ìdáhùn, tá a bá tún ní ká máa tẹ̀síwájú, á kàn máa lọ́rọ̀ irọ́ lọ́rùn ni. Àwọn aráalé ti mọ ibi tí igi náà wó sí, wọ́n ti mọ ẹni tó ń sòdodo, wọ́n sì ti mọ ẹni tó ń ju odù sílẹ̀. Ìwọ tó jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí tó bá ń gbọ́ wa, tó wà lórí ètò yìí, àbó padà gbọ́ ètò yìí, ìwọ náà jókòó kó o tẹ́tí bẹ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́, jókòó kó o pe àárò àti ọ̀dọ̀fin inú rẹ. Ṣé n tán sọ fún ọ, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí? Ṣé o ti jókòó láti yànnàná Kùránì? Ṣé o ti jókòó láti yànnàná ìwé tí wọ́n gbé lé ọ lọ́wọ́, àdíìtì ní síra ní tẹ̀fsírì ní àti gbogbo ẹ̀ báwọn yẹn? Ṣé o ti jókòó láti yànnàná ẹ̀? Ǹjẹ́ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run nìwọ̀nyí? Ǹjẹ́ o lè fìdí wọn múlẹ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run nìyí? So tó o bá lè fìdí wọn múlẹ̀, kí ló ń ṣe nínú ẹ̀sìn yìí? À ń pè ọ́ níjà wípé kó tètè jáde, kó bọ́ síbi tí ìgbàlà wà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, bóyá ìwọ dẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó rò pé ń tà ń sọ ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, àyè wà. Ibí yìí kì í ṣe ibi tá ó ti fọwọ́ dí ẹnikẹ́ni lẹ́nu. Àwọn mìíràn ni ẹ má jẹ́ kán sọ̀rọ̀. No, kì í ṣe pé a fẹ́ win ni, we are not winning. We want to show the truth. A fẹ́ fi òtítọ́ hàn fáwọn ènìyàn. Á fún wọn láàyè, ẹ jẹ́ kó sọ gbogbo ohun tó bá jẹ́ irọ́. Gbogbo irọ́ tó bá pa náà làwọn ò wá yànnàná táwa jẹ́ káwọn aráalé mọ̀ pé kò sí òdodo níbẹ̀. So ìdí nìyẹn tá a ṣe ń fún yín láyè. Ó jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí òun wò wá, àbí o máa gbọ́ wa lẹ́yìn eléyìí. Nọ́mbà wa nìyẹn, o lè pè wá níjà. Ìtẹ̀sọ́ lánàá yẹn o ti rí pé irọ́ ni, kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, o sì fẹ́ dá wa lóhùn. Inú wa máa dùn láti rí ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀. Inú wa máa dùn láti jẹ́ kí o pè wá ṣàkíyèsí. Ká tó tẹ̀síwájú, kí n tó bọ́ sínú fídíò yẹn tá à ń wò lọ lánàá, tá à ń ṣe review nípa ẹ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ọlọ́run tẹ́ ń gbàdúrà fún. Ẹ má dákẹ́ àdúrà o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbà á kíkan. Ẹ gbàdúrà fún ìwòsàn pípé, ẹ gbàdúrà fún ìpèsè, ẹ gbàdúrà fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run síwájú àti síwájú, ẹ gbàdúrà fún àánú Ọlọ́run lórí ayé wa àti gbogbo àwa tá a ṣètò. Ẹ gbàdúrà pé kó má ṣe sú wa, kó má ṣe rẹ̀ wá, ká má fi ìgbàgbọ́ pé tán, ká má donígbàgbọ́ àná. Mo tepo rí, mo tayọ̀ rí, ọ̀tẹ̀ ló tẹ̀ tí ó wá dẹyẹ igbó. Kélé má jẹ́ ìpín wa. Ẹ máa fàdúrà yẹn ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a sì ti máa ń sọ, tó bá ní ìmọ̀ràn fún wa, jọ̀wọ́, gẹ́gẹ́ bí arákùnrin tó pè wá lánàá, mo appreciate ẹ̀. Fi ránṣẹ́ sí wa. Bó ní correction kan, a wà nílẹ̀ láti gba correction. A jọ ń ṣètò yìí ni. Tó bá jẹ́ Kristẹni, ó ní kankan tó fẹ́ fi kún pé ẹ tún fẹ́ lè sí, tẹ́ bá tún fẹ́ lè sí, yóò tún bu ìkún orúkọ Jésù. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ pè wá sákèsì, ẹ lè send message sí wa ní WhatsApp, ẹ lè pè wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Brother Adésọjí Ọlárẹ̀wájú, God bless you. Ẹ káàbọ̀. Ọlámísùwẹ̀t, not hello, ẹ káàbọ̀. God bless you fún pẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Tó bá ní àwọn nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ fi kún, àbò ní idea kan tá a fẹ́ ṣe, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pa online radio, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pa àwọn track, àwọn kan ti fowó ránṣẹ́. So tí n bá ti lọ sí ìlú tí mo ti máa print ẹ̀, track tí wa máa jáde. So tó bá ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi support, you can contact us. O lè kàn sí wa, Ọlọ́run yóò ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́ bí a bá mí sí ọ láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́. Àbò ní ìmọ̀ràn lásán pé tẹ́ bá tètè fẹ́ lè kún, bra ìlérí ìlú ayọ̀ welcome. Ẹ fẹ́ lè náà kún, tẹ́ bá tún fẹ́ lè kún, àwọn ènìyàn yóò dẹni ìgbàlà. Àbí ìwọ wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn, o wà láàárín àwọn Mùsùlùmí, wọ́n ti ń lérí mọ́ ọ pé Jésù kìí ṣe Olúwa, Bíbélì ní ẹ̀rọ. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, irú Mùsùlùmí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fún wa nọ́mbà wọn. Ẹ fún wọn ní nọ́mbà wa pé kán pè wá. Tọ́n bá dẹ̀ lè pè wá, ẹ̀yin ẹni ṣé ẹ lè tọrọ gáfárà pé ṣé ẹ lè yọ̀ǹda, ẹ ní ẹnìkan tó lè pè wọ́n. Tọ́n bá ti ní kẹ́ yọ̀ǹda, ẹ fún wa nọ́mbà wa, àwa máa pè wọ́n. A ó jọ ṣe ìtàkùrọ̀sọ, a ó jọ ṣàlàyé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yíra wa láti jẹ́ ká fìdí òdodo múlẹ̀. Gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Mùsùlùmí tí a ti ń engage, gbogbo wọn padà ń give excuse, àwọn ò ráyè, àwọn ò lè bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn òjò lóòótọ́, wọ́n á ṣàṣàwáwí. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá lọ sí Facebook, wọ́n á táìpù rẹ́rẹ́rẹ́rẹ́, wọ́n á post ẹ̀. tẹ́ bá lọ sí group wọ́n á type wọ́n á copy wọ́n á paste ṣùgbọ́n kẹ́ ẹ pè wọ́n àbí kí wọ́n á sí program àwọn ò ráyè àwọn busy àwọn ò ṣe kinní kan àwọn ò ẹlòmíì àti ẹ̀ ní irú tí mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìjọ́wò ó sì ń bínú ó ní òun ò tí study kíní dáadáa wọ́n á lọ post sí YouTube wọ́n á yẹ̀yẹ́ òun mo ní o study Islam dáadáa o sì wá mọ̀ nípa Bíbélì o lè máa kó ti Bible kó máa dorí ẹ̀ kodù ṣùgbọ́n Islam tó yẹ kó kọ́kọ́ o ò kọ́ kálẹ̀ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ mo ti sọ pé ọ́díò tá a jọ ṣe mo rìkọ́ọ̀dù ẹ nítorí mo máa upload ẹ o ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní kò sí yọnu ṣùgbọ́n gbà tí kò ti ṣẹnu re ẹ wá bínú ẹ wá lẹ́yìn ò wá sí program tó òdodo ẹ̀kọ́ ti fojú mímu wọn ẹni tó lódodo àwọn aráalé ti mọ̀ ẹni tó sì ń purọ́ àwọn aráalé ti mọ̀ brasa máde káàbọ̀ sórí ètò àwọn tí ó ń sọ òdodo táwọn èèyàn tó bá ń fi òye gbé ètò wa
ẹ kú wájú o ẹ kú sí mi
God bless you a kú ètò àná
àwa ni
a kú sí mi lénìí ṣé sìn dùn mo rò pé ẹ̀dá alábùkún fún nínú ìsìn lówùúrọ̀ yìí.
We thank God. It was a blessed time in God's presence, a time of refreshing indeed.
Amen. So àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa nílé ti mọ kò ní àwa kọ́ la sọ pé you are stupid you are kíní kan ẹni tó ní ìspa nǹkan ọmọkùnrin ń jáde lẹ́yìn ọkùnrin aráalé ti mọrú ènìyàn tẹ́ni ẹ jẹ́ ẹni tó ní oòrùn òṣùpá ó gé sí méjì gbẹrẹgẹdẹ ìkan léjìká Muhammed ọ̀tún ìkan léjìká rẹ̀ òsì ẹni aráalé ti mọrú ènìyàn tẹ́ni ẹ jẹ́ ẹni tó ní òṣùpá oòrùn ó ń tẹríba ó ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ lábẹ́ ìtẹ́ Allah láti tọrọ àyè láti yọ lọ́jọ́ kejì ẹni tó bá lóye yóò ti mọrú ẹni tẹ́ni ẹ jẹ́ so ẹ jẹ́ kọ́ ọmọkú tọwọ́ ìyá rẹ̀ wá àwọn aráalé tó ń gbọ́ wa wọ́n mọ̀ pé àti ní àwọn mùsùlùmí tán sì ń pé aláwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì tí ìgbàgbọ́ wọn ti mókun sí pé àwọn dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ló ń fún wa ní ìgboyà láti tẹ̀síwájú sí pé Ọlọ́run ló gbé kínní ilé wa lọ́wọ́ láti tẹ̀síwájú ó ní ìjọ Ọlọ́run ń tẹ̀síwájú ìjọ mi I will build my church èmi yóò kọ́ ìjọ mi ẹnu ọ̀nà ipò òkú kì yóò sì lè borí rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti rí inú mi dùn pé títí di èní àwọn Ustaz bí wọ́n ti ń sá fún àwọn àgbààgbà nínú ìgbàgbọ́ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wọn tún ń sá tó bá jẹ́ òdodo ni wọ́n gbé dání kí ló mú wọn máa pẹ́pẹ́ lẹ́ngọ ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tí ò bá mọ̀ nípa Islam náà fẹ́ bá ṣe debate wọ́n fẹ́ bá ṣe discussion ẹni tó bá ti mọ̀ nípa Islam díẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n á ní kò serious wọ́n á ní kò lóòótọ́ wọ́n á wá adjective oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀pọ́n tí ò dára wọ́n á fi pọ́n ẹni yẹn ò serious ní dáadáa ló ń sọ nonsense kinní kan àwọn olè ráyè bá ṣe time waster ni ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ti rí ẹni tí ò mọ̀ dáadáa pé ó lè pe rẹ̀ ní wòlíì ó lè pe rẹ̀ ní pásítọ̀ ó lè pe rẹ̀ ní ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ó lè pe rẹ̀ ní dókítà ó lè pe rẹ̀ ní ọ̀sìnwó ènìyàn kò sí tí ò lè pe rẹ̀ tán àwọn náà fẹ́ bá ṣe debate ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó bá lóun lóye nípa Islam tó lóye nípa Bíbélì tó lè jẹ́ kán jọ fọ̀rọ̀ jomi tó rorò láìṣẹ́ kéèbù wọn á ní òsáàyè wọn á wá àwáwí kan wọn á fi lé irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ dànù ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá jẹ́ mùsùlùmí ìwọ náà pe àwọn àfáà yín níjà pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ kan ń wà lórí ètò tán sọ pé kẹ́ wá sórí ètò àwọn àyè ń bẹ o ibi kì í ṣe ibi tá a ti ń dènà mọ́yàn ibi kì í ṣe ibi tá a ti ń fọwọ́ dí gàgà máwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu àyè wà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ sọ tó jódodo ẹ máa bọ̀ ó ní pé ẹ wádìí ohun gbogbo dájú kẹsì di èyí tí í ṣe òdodo mú ẹ wá síbi omi ìyè lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ Jésù Olúwa ní èmi ni àwọn bàbá yín jẹ mánà láginjù wọ́n kú gbé èmi ní oúnjẹ oúnjẹ ìyè èmi ní oúnjẹ tó ti ọ̀run sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá excuse me ẹni tó bá jẹ mí kì yóò kú láíláí oúnjẹ ìyè Jésù ni o so la fi ń lọ ọ tábà dẹ̀ ń ṣètò yìí ìwọ tó bá ń gbọ́ wa fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ má rí program wa yìí o lè ti mọ àwọn program alátẹ̀yìnwá ó lè wà heated discussion wa nígbà míì ó lè wà heated ó lè wà emotional èèyàn ni wá torí pé ajé yẹn à ń ṣe robot so a lè fẹ́ yẹn kù tá a bá ń ṣe discussion ó lè wà emotional ó lè wà heated that's why a máa ń pe ara wa I will call ourselves to order so kì í ṣe pé à ń ṣe ètò yìí láti yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹnikẹ́ni àbá ń ṣe láti dójú ti ẹnìkan á jẹ́ yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹlẹ́ni rárá ètò yóò wà fún àti yẹ̀yẹ́ ẹnikẹ́ni ètò yìí wà fún ìgbàlà ọkàn àwọn ènìyàn ètò yìí wà fún ìpè àwọn ènìyàn ṣàkíyèsí ètò yìí wà fún pípe ọpọlọ àwọn èèyàn wálé pé wọ́n ti tàn wá jẹ jìnnà wọ́n ti fi tọ́rọ́ lẹ́kọ̀bọ̀ lójú fún wa láti jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn kó pe ọpọlọ wọn wálé láti ṣíra wa níyè ni ìtètò ìwà fún nìyẹn a ò ṣe láti dá wàhálà sílẹ̀ a ò ṣe láti dá ọ̀hù sílẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà rárá o à ń ṣe níwọ̀n ìgbà tí àwọn àáfàá wa lè máa lọ káàkiri kán máa kó Bíbélì jọ̀rìnyànrìn kànsìkànsì kán máa dorí Bíbélì kodò kán máa sọ pé Bíbélì ní ẹ̀rọ Bíbélì ní àṣìṣe àwa náà láǹfààní láti tọpinpin láti yànnàná ohun tí Kùránì bá wí. So kò sí nǹkan tó burúkú jù bẹ́ẹ̀. So ẹ má rí bíi pé à ń sọ̀rọ̀ asádà, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ àbùkù nípa Islam. Tẹ́ o bá ti rí àwọn Ustaz pé n tó ń ṣe dára, rí n táwa náà ń ṣe bíi pé tó dára ni. Ìpèníjà ni pé ẹ sọ fún àwọn Ustaz kan gbà wá láàyè láti dìbéètì wọn, àbí kan wá dìbéètì wa níbi, àbí kan invite wa sórí platform wọn tó bá jódodo ni wọ́n ń sọ, láì ṣe àwáwí, láì sí àní-àní. Àwa ń pè wọ́n níjà o, tó bá jódodo Islam lọ́nà, òun sì ní òdodo. Kán jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe discussion. Tán bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe, kán wá síbí, kán wá béèrè ká dá wọn lóhùn. Àwa náà sì béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn, àwọn náà sì dá wa lóhùn. Ìwọ tó jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí tó ń wò wá, bí àwọn náà dẹ̀ lóye, ó mọ Islam gidigidi, tètè kàn sí wa o. Inú wa máa dùn láti rí ọ. A ò ní fi ọ̀rọ̀, a ò ní yí máikrófóònù ẹ lọlẹ̀ bí àwọn kan ti máa ń ṣe. A ò ní já máikrófóònù gbà lọ́wọ́ rẹ para bí ìgbà tí búrẹ́dì bá fa wèrè ló bá fa búrẹ́dì ya. Rárá, àwa ó fún ọ láàyè láti wí tẹnu rẹ. Tó bá ti ń wí tẹnu rẹ, ìwọ náà máa gbọ́ fúnra rẹ pé tí mo máa sọ yóò kò máa fẹ́ mọ́pọlọ dání díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa kọ́ la sọ fún ọ. Àwọn aráalé náà ni ó máa sọ fún pé tó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Nígbà tá a bá bẹ̀ sí yànnàná Bíbélì fún ẹ tá à ń túṣu désàlẹ̀ kòkò, òdodo yóò hàn sí ọ, àfi tó bá fẹ́ gbà lókù. Bra Samad, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Baby Code, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Okay, Bra Samad ti jáde. Arákùnrin Baby Code, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ káalẹ́, bá mi káwọn aráalé.
Yes sir. Ẹ káalẹ́ o gbogbo ẹ̀yin aráalé. Àbúrò yín náà ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ àti ọmọ yín Baby Code. Mo lè gbàládùra pé lórúkọ Jésù Kristi òtítọ́ tá ti mọ̀ yẹn náà Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kúrò ńbẹ̀. Fún gbogbo àwọn ọkùnrin tí ò dẹ̀ tí mọ̀ òtítọ́ náà, ẹ̀mí tó máa fi mọ̀ òtítọ́ Ọlọ́run á fi sí wọn ní inú. Ẹ káalẹ́.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ yẹn ló jẹ́ ń fẹ́ kọrin yìí. Ẹ má bínú pé mo máa ń kọ àwọn orin kan, ó lè jẹ́ àwọn orin ayé àtijọ́.
Ohun gbogbo ló má tà jù.
Rere kì í ṣe orin tàkàǹsùfè, orin jù sí ẹ jù sí mi. Rárá, orin ìgbàlà tí yóò mú ọkàn èèyàn ṣẹ́rí wálé. Mo ti mọ ọ̀nà iye yìí náà.
Mo mọ̀.
Rárá, kò ní padà. Jésù lọ̀nà iye náà tó ń lọ sílé ògo. Ṣé Bra Samad mọ̀ kán bá mi kọ́?
Mo ti mọ̀.
Mo mọ̀ àwọn orin ìgbàanì nìyẹn.
Padà.
Jésù lọ̀nà iye náà tó lọ sílé ògo.
A ò ní padà lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tètè gbọ́. Níbo la bá fídíò yẹn dé lánàá? Níbo la bá dé lánàá? Ṣáà rántí ibi tá a bá dé? Ẹ jẹ́ yọ brand yìí kò.
Bí a tàbá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wo padà and then ẹjọ́ fídíò yẹn mo fẹ́ ká dédé tako ẹ̀ lálẹ́ yìí ká dé pieces gbogbo àwọn.
Ara kan tí ẹnìkan náà pè mí lánàá pé ó ní nǹkan tẹ́ni yẹn sọ, ó níbì kan mo láti ìdè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ní ibi tó ti ń pé tẹ́mà Saudi ló wà, kinní kan ló wà. Bàbá yẹn nígbà tó ń wo graph, ó dùn mí pé TMB ò síbi, àwọn ló máa ń show graph yẹn. Tọ́wẹ́ pẹ́ iná bá dẹ̀ ní graph yẹn ó máa show location bí àwọn ìlú yẹn ṣe wà. Ó wá ní Saudi ló wà, ààbò graph pé ṣé Saudi ni ibi tí Bíbélì sọ yẹn wà ní àbíbo ni, àti kí ni àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn gangan. So gbogbo ẹ̀ láwò. Kò dáa ká máa fi irọ́ polongo ìyìnrere tí a gbé dání. Òdodo ló yẹ ká máa sọ. Ẹ lè jẹ àkàrà yín kẹ́ ẹ tún ní lọ́wọ́. You cannot eat your cake and have it. O lè jẹ àkàrà rẹ kó tún ní lọ́wọ́. Ó bá ti jẹ́ o ti jẹ́ ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ ní lọ́wọ́ wà á ní lọ́wọ́. O ní Bíbélì kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run. O tún wá ní Bíbélì yẹn náà ni àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ Muhammed wà. Odùfá ò ń sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run, ṣùgbọ́n nínú Odùfá ibẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù wà. Ṣé wọn pé o mọ tó fẹ́ ṣe, tó bá fẹ́ mú inú Odùfá orúkọ Jésù wà ńbẹ̀. Inú Odùfá ò gbàgbọ́, jẹ́ ká mọ̀. O lè ní Bíbélì o mú fi yẹn ṣàpẹẹrẹ ni o. Jẹ́ ká mọ̀ tó dúró lé lórí. Sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ní Bíbélì àbí kí sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run? Tó bá jẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni jẹ́ ká mọ̀. Tí ó bá sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run, kí ló tó wá ń lọ ọbẹ̀ lọ fi juxtapose lọ fi díẹ̀ sí tirẹ̀ múlẹ̀? Eléyìí jẹ́ nǹkan tí ò dùn létí láti gbọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú láti wo fídíò yẹn.
Like the Quran before the end of this program, only one. Now we go to that. The Quran has structural.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún gbọ́.
Now the Quran.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé fídíò yẹn jáde?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó jáde.
Torí last time ó jáde àbí ẹ ń gbọ́?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Yeah, God bless you.
many miracles, basically starting from its structural and arrangement, the verses, the chapters, the message in the Quran. Now, one may say, if the Quran said Muhammad is the messenger of God, what if the Quran is not the word of God? So we go to that argument. Now, in Quran chapter 11, verse 13, the Quran said, they were saying that you, Muhammad, forged the Quran. So Allah said, you as an illiterate, because Muhammad was an illiterate, if Muhammad forged the Quran, go and bring only 10 surahs. Then Allah reduces in Quran chapter 2, verses 23. He said, bring only 1 surah. So the argument here was, I will be expecting my brother, my uncle Amphosah to bring something like the Quran before the end of this program. And if he cannot do it, then it's confirmed the statement of the Quran that Muhammad is indeed a messenger of God. If he is not, this is the challenge of the Quran. Bring something like the Quran before the end of this program. Only one. Now, we go to that. The Quran has structural many miracles, as I said. And we know Muhammad was an unlettered prophet in the desert of Arabia, far away from any knowledge, from any civilization, or any encyclopedia. But listen to what happened. We have many miracles that it cannot be what is formed or forged in the 7th century. Now,
mi gbọ́ àárín ṣé ó sọ pé Quran is one ṣé nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn ṣe gbọ́ àárín yẹn.
ẹ wá replay again.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n dá
mi gbọ́ pé sọ pé one.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ mo fẹ́ farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ dáadáa kọ̀ọ̀kan wọlé fún mi sómi.
But FSP, wait, is it possible to bring this man again?
Sure.
For him to come live so that we can yeah. Some of these disclaimers, don't sort of blue. Can note our points and you come and defend them one after the other.
So
almost the end, but I want him to come.
Yeah, issue ni pé ó ti wálẹ̀ kan ní tó pé network is the network is issue. I will still call him again.
But ó ṣe gbé pẹ̀lú season apologize lẹ́yìn lánàá àtẹ̀lé náà so
serious network issue ni wọ́n ní but kò sí yọnu ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe review ẹ̀ tán I will still call him to come on. Yeah.
Ask them to take it, but they themselves will not even put a finger some unknown authors in the Bible. Many people are there that authorize these books. We don't know any information from them. Now the Bible never stated that it comes from God. It never knows its source. But the Quran mentioned in Quran chapter 52 verse 2 to 3, it said Ar-Rahman allama al-Quran. It says the most merciful was the one who taught the Quran. In Quran chapter 47 verse 2, it said, Allah says, the revelation of the book, the Quran, is from Allah, the exalted and mighty and wise. So if this Quran which knows its source, it's mentioned that it came from God, and it knows the Quran itself knows about its name, it shows that it came from God. And then this Bible that we don't know some of these authors, if this Bible can make the same claim in John chapter 8 verse 17 to 18, then when the Quran makes such argument, I think it is correct. Now, we go, because if we Christians have a problem with the Quran backing Muhammad, then we shall analyze it as what Jesus told us in Matthew 23, verse 1 to 3. He said the Pharisees and the scribes, they bind load on people and ask them to take it, but they themselves will not even put a finger to shift it. So which means it doesn't make sense if the Christian will quote this to us, accepting us to ask, thinking from us to believe it, but when the same argument come in the Quran, they have problem with it. So that will show only a sign of, I'm sorry to say, hypocrisy, which I know my uncle will not involve into that. So now we go to the second point of my debate here, which is the miracles of the unlettered prophet. We all know, interestingly today, one of the arguments people make about to prove somebody as a prophet is a miracle. So now the Quran consists of many miracles, starting from its structural and arrangement, the verses, the chapters, the message in the Quran. Now,
the Quran contains several miracles based on the structure, text, and the messages. How true is this? Who arranged the
structure, Quran? Chapters, and verses, surahs and verses?
Yes, structure, chapters, Abi, and verses.
Yeah, surahs and
verses.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Ẹ má jà gbàgbé mo wá pé Yorùbá yẹn àti wave kúrò lórí Yorùbá yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀. So another thing tí mo fẹ́ bring up ni pé ṣé rí bàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìyanu magic àbí miracle àbí whatever tó fẹ́ pè. Ṣé rí miracle anywhere lèèyàn sì lè rí tó bá yẹ pé nǹkan téèyàn wá kiri nìyẹn. Miracle wà farm ń pé Quran wá látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. màjíìkì bí màjíìkì náà ni idán lásán ni. Ìgbà tí Mósè jọ̀pá tiẹ̀ lẹ̀, àwọn ẹbí Fáráò náà ṣe kí ni wọ́n sọ tiwọn náà lẹ̀ pé àwa náà lè ṣe. Nínú ìwé tiwọn táwọn náà máa kọ́, wọn á náwa náà ní agbára kan tá lè fi sọ̀pá di ejò, pé nítorí náà ìwé wọn ìwé Ọlọ́run ni, àbí? So one, èmi ò believe pé miracle wà nínú Quran, but number two, if at all tó bá náà wọ́n rí bí màjíìkì kékeré kan bẹ̀, kò affirm pàtọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ni, nítorí pé èṣù náà láwọn nǹkan ju tó fi ń bọ́ àwọn èèyàn lójú. Tàbá dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ miracle, téèyàn bá pàdé yín nísìnyí tó sọ nǹkan tẹ́ jẹ sùn lálẹ́ àná, ṣé ẹ̀ ní sọ pé miracle leléyìí o, báwo ló ṣe mọ̀ pé mo jẹ́ sùn? Tóṣó bá rí yín á sọ, tájẹ̀ bá rí yín á sọ, témèrè bá rí yín á sọ, babaláwo gan á sọ fún yín. So ìyẹn mí pàtọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n ti gba ni Ọlọ́run ló reveal ẹ̀, as in pé Ọlọ́run náà ló wà in charge, pé Ọlọ́run ló jẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run ní pé agbára ẹ̀mí mímọ́ ni wọ́n ń lò. Ṣá máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? A lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé get point mi?
Actually, baby code, sorry. Miracle tí arákùnrin yìí ń sọ kò ń ṣe pé àwọn iṣẹ́ ìyanu tí Allah ṣe tàbí tí Muhammad ṣe tó wà nínú Quran. Ó ń sọ pé Quran yẹn ni miracle. I think ó try to sọ pé surah, the arrangement of the surah, the arrangement of the verses, and some wordings in their, the numbering and all these other, things, the wordings, the number of words. That's what it was.
Only trying to prove of those things.
So you get to it.
But even if number
that's not even miracle. There is nothing miraculous about that.
If number rhymes together, tabari àwọn number tó jọra wọn.
Ipe Jesus Christ appeared 25 times. Moses appeared 25 times. These are the things he was referring to. But when Allah himself said he did not give any miracle to Muhammad, so how can that be a miracle? That's what you emphasize on that.
I agree. Táwọn ọmọ bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú bá ba Kùránì pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí sọ, àwọn nọ́mbà tó jọra wọn yìí, wọ́n máa lò gan-an, wọ́n máa fi jẹ́wọ́ gan-an, Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú wa. Ẹja tẹ̀síwájú.
Ẹ ṣe bra baby code, ṣé lè bá mi ka Surah 2 ayah 102?
Okay.
Mi fẹ́ kúrò lójú screen yìí, mi fẹ́ tún máa dààmú nítorí mi fẹ́ túnṣe máa ṣe Surah 2 ayah 102.
Ṣé tó kà, èmi fẹ́ sọ pé káwọn èèyàn má jẹ́ kí àwọn people yìí kàn máa tàn wá jẹ. Ọ̀tàn wọn jẹ. Allah ti sọ wípé òun ò fún Muhammad ní any miracle. Ibo ni àwọn 21st century Muslim yìí ti ń rí miracle tí wọ́n ń pariwo. Ó ní ìgbà àtọ́ tá bá gbọ́ síwájú ẹ máa gbọ́ tó máa sọ wípé Moses appear 25 times, Allah appear, Jesus appear 25 times nínú Quran. Àwọn méjì kìíní kan ṣàmùkọ gba àwọn kìíní tí ò make sense. Tó yẹ pé has not even been verified. Gbogbo wọn tó sọ yẹn inú Quran wo láti fẹ́ verify ẹ̀? Ṣé inú ti Quran ibi Masud ni àbí Quran of Said ibn Thabit? Which of the Quran ni wọ́n ti, because ìkan ní 114 chapters, ìkan ní 116 chapters.
Ìyẹn ti ẹ̀ dùn yín, Mr. Samadi, ìyẹn dùn yín. Ibo ni Quran ti sọ wípé nọ́mbà tí nítorí pé Jésù appear 25 times, Muhammad appear ní Dubai, so ìyẹn ti di miracle.
So torí ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ ká pe arákùnrin wa ní each of those things ká wá mú lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ó ń pè ó yá 25 times yẹn o, jẹ́ ká wá wà kẹ́ nínú English ẹ bá wo any of the English translation gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ yẹn ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ni máa check it. At least we have all this their Quran online. We can do the word search ourselves.
There is a verse of the Bible. There is a verse of the Bible. Ó dàbí book of 2 Corinthians ni chapter 4. Mo fẹ́ sáré ṣí. So when you check that Bible verse, ó sọ nǹkan kan fẹ́ sáré ṣí bí báyìí. 2 Corinthians then chapter 4, I think from verse 5. Ó ní English ló dá wọn why even lo English. Okay, only for we preach not ourselves but Christ Jesus. Oh God, kò ṣe nǹkan tí mo wá rè. Only because we do not come with word of wisdom. Àwa kò wá pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n as in pé
ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n ènìyàn. Yeah. But in the spirit and the power.
Exactly. Ọ̀rọ̀ dídùn, pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣàṣeyọrí ẹnu. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwọn Muslim ní pé pé kí nìyẹn ò lè jẹ àwa tá ti wà nù Christian.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni náà. Bible now, you will see in fact the center of the Bible, the shortest verse of the Bible, Jesus wept. All those things are there. All those
divide the Bible see major. Some people will tell you that
the middle of it, the center of it is
1188. So 1188 only the middle of the Bible. Now, and that is a particular chapter. I mean, that's the division of the whole Bible together.
But our own faith, ìgbàgbọ́ wa kò dúró lórí àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. But lórí
so that
okay.
Yeah, one man ní pé tẹ́ bá lọ wo Psalm 118 verse 8. Ṣé gẹ́sì báyẹn nísìnyí pé ibẹ̀ ó dà kó sọ pé kò dá láti gbẹ́kẹ̀lé ènìyàn bó dára wá sí gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run jù àti gbẹ́kẹ̀lé ènìyàn lọ. Wọ́n máa sọ fún pé verse yẹn ló pín Bíbélì mi sí méjì. Wọ́n tún máa jẹ́ kó yẹn pé ẹ̀mọ̀ kí Psalm 1:8 la pé verse 8 tẹ́ bá join 8 yẹn mọ́ á di 1188 pé verse tó pín chapter pé division of number tó pín Bíbélì sí méjì. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò nítumọ̀, they are just nonsense because ìyẹn ò túmọ̀, kò síbi tí Bíbélì sọ pé nǹkan tó fún wa ní ìgbàlà nìyẹn.
Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ò dúró lórí àwọn comment.
Quran fúnra rẹ̀ ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Muhammad fúnra rẹ̀ ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń pé ókè o tẹ́ bá ti rí Mary tó appear ní iye báyìí ní Bible, tẹ́ bá ti rí Muhammad tó appear ní iye báyìí ní Bible o, dájúdájú ìwé yìí látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ló ti wá. Ọpọlọ ẹja, ẹ má bínú, ẹja, àwọn ọpọlọ ẹja lèèyàn fi máa ń ronú gbẹ̀yìn, k'Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa.
So ẹ̀yin onígbàgbọ́, ìgbàgbọ́ wa kò ń ṣe lórí gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Orúkọ Jésù appear 1,000 times, orúkọ Mary appear 50,000 times, orúkọ Moses appear appear together with Jesus. Gbogbo yẹn is all senseless, irrelevant things. That's not miracle. There's nothing miraculous about that. You can pick any book of literature and do all of those word search and arrangements in them. You know, me, they are divine. They are divinely inspired. No, and our ìgbàgbọ́ tiwa kò based on that. Bí kò ṣe nípa ikú àti àjíǹde Jésù Kristi, ikú àti àjíǹde ìgbé ayé tó gbé àti ikú àti àjíǹde most especially, and ìgbàgbọ́ wa nǹkan tó rọ̀ mọ́ nìyẹn. And Jesus Christ is the whole essence of the Bible, and the Bible is the record of the church for the believers, and that's what we should know. So we tó ń sọ yẹn kò ní meaning rárá. So
ẹ bá mi ka Colossians 2:8-10.
Ẹ má bínú jàre, a máa ka FSP ẹ má bínú, mo fẹ́ ka àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ bá wa wò sọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n ni àbí ìṣọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n. Wọ́n ní a person can achieve everything by being simple and humble. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n ni àbí kí n sọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n? FSP.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tó mọ̀ye wà nínú, of course, yeah.
Only a person can achieve everything. Only bí tí mo lọ by being simple and humble. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n ni àbí ìṣọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n?
Yes, ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n ni.
Ẹ tún gbọ́ eléyìí, wọ́n ní laziness erode a person from his enthusiasm and energy. As a result, the person loses all opportunity and finally become dejected and frustrated. The worst thing is that he stops believing in himself. Iṣẹ́ tí laziness ń ṣe inú ayé èèyàn. Sọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n àbí?
Ọ̀rọ̀ tó mọ̀ye wá ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n gidi ni.
Táwọn tí mo ṣe kà.
Proverbs.
Vedas àwọn Indian, ìwé book of Buddhist ni mo kà.
Oh, Buddhist, ṣé àmọ́ pé Proverbs náà sọ nípa something like that, you a lazy man, go to the hands, ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ìrà lọ,
Ṣé tó dé mo kà bẹ́ẹ̀ láti inú ìwé Vedas ń sìn ó ti wá jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ni?
No.
Ṣé ó ti di miracle?
No.
Ọlọ́run àbá àwọn Mùsùlùmí là. FSP.
Colossians 2 verse 8-10 mo fẹ́ kẹ́ kà fún ara lé torí àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé Kólósè orí kejì ẹsẹ̀ kẹjọ sí ìkẹwàá, nítorí wọ́n ti fi búrẹ́dì kó àwọn èèyàn lómi ọbẹ̀, wọ́n ṣe máa ń sọ wọ́n á sọ tó dùn tí wọ́n á sọ tán fi ẹ́kò sí. Ó yẹ bá mi kà káwọn ará lè mọ̀ kó that's lovely. Èmi ò fẹ́ kó bí fídíò yìí ní tí bá kó bẹ̀ yeah, that's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Philippians 2 verse
8-10.
Okay.
8-10.
Yeah. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy.
Ṣé ká Yorùbá ẹbẹ ní Yorùbá ní ká máa lọ ẹ̀ka Yorùbá àbí kò sí Yorùbá náà ni.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ wá Yorùbá ẹgbà yẹn.
Ẹ̀yin ará ilé tẹ̀ ń wò wá, ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́nikẹ́ni tàn wá jẹ o. Tá a bá to ẹ̀ta pọ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀rin ó ti di ẹ̀jọ, tá a bá to ilé mọ́tò kí tá a bá fi jóra wọn ó ti di mírèkù. Ẹ̀tàn jẹ́ rèé o, Bíbélì sì ti kìlọ̀ fún wa. Tá a bá ka ṣe ti débẹ̀, ẹ bá ti débẹ̀ ẹ kà o, torí mi fi kí gbogbo ẹ wá ní ìdákẹ́rọ́. Yeah, verse 8 ṣe Google Translate lẹ́ lọ lò.
Irọ́ Yorùbá ni.
Nítorí Google Translate gbé advert yẹn kú. Àbẹ́fẹ́ ṣe AdSense ni.
So wọ́n ní ẹ̀rí dájú pé ẹnikẹ́ni kò mú yín ní ìgbèkùn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀kọ́ àròsọ àti ìmọ̀ ẹ̀tàn èyí tí ó gbára lé ìlànà ti ènìyàn àti àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ẹ̀mí ayé yìí tí ó yàtọ̀ sí ti Kristi.
Verse 9.
Ẹsẹ̀ 9. Nítorí nínú Kristi ni ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìwàláàyè Ọlọ́run ní ara. Verse 10. Ẹ̀yin sì ní ohun gbogbo ní kíkún nínú Kristi, ẹni tí ń ṣe orí fún gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ.
Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run rèé.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa kà ní King James Version English. It's more something. Yeah, it's
beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the word, and not after Christ.
Those are the philosophy of men. But that 21st century Muslim it's absolutely irrelevant things. Only a philosophy of men, after the rudiment and tradition of men. That's what they are doing. Sweet words, sweet talk. Next verse.
So, only for in him dwelleth all the fullness.
In Christ. Two verse end of hating.
After the rudiments of the word and not after Christ. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily.
Godhead bodily, yeah.
And ye are complete in him, which is the head of principality and power.
Glory to God. When we move to him, brother, I'm not background is come látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Yeah. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àwọn nǹkan tọ́rákùnrin in quote ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n orí ènìyàn, ọ̀rọ̀ philosophy, ọ̀rọ̀ àhesọ òní Bíbélì ti kìlọ̀ fún wa yìí. Kẹ́nìkan wá dé kó máa gbọ̀n jẹ̀jẹ̀jẹ̀jẹ̀ kó máa ní Surah 19 àyà kan nígbà tá a gbé sínú kọ̀ǹpútà àwa kà á tẹ́ bá fi lé divide lé kí nìyẹn ní í ṣe. Tẹ́ bá rí àwọn ìwé ẹ̀sìn mìíràn tán bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣí mírèkù tó wà nínú ẹ̀ fún wa tán bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tẹ̀lé àwọn nọ́mbà yẹn jọ àyà èèyàn ajá pààrà pé àṣẹ mírèkù tiẹ̀ sí nínú Kùránì rárá. So eléyìí kọ́ ni tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Bíbélì ti pé ó ti jẹ́ kó yé wa pé àwa pé nínú Kristi. Ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́nikẹ́ni Kristẹni má jẹ́ kán fi miracle of 19 tàn yẹn jẹ o. Má jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ nọ́mbà Jésù farahàn ní 25 times, Muhammad farahàn, Adam farahàn ní 25 times. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló máa sọ nínú conversation. Kò ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìgbàlà, kódà kì í ṣe miracle. Súrà kan tí mo ní kẹ́ bá mi kà Súrà 102 àbí nǹkan tí mo ní kẹ́ kà lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Allah ló rán àwọn áńgẹ́lì méjì wá látọ̀run. Májíìkì àkọ́kọ́ Allah ló rán àwọn áńgẹ́lì láti wá ṣe o. So májíìkì ó dẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe, wọ́n ń kọ ẹ̀yìn ọkọ sí aya.
Splitting families, yeah.
Black magic, Allah rán àwọn áńgẹ́lì méjì wá látọ̀run, òun ló rán wa wá sínú ayé kan wá kọ́ àwọn èèyàn. Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ magic, Harut and Marut. Surah 102, ó dà pé òun ni mo ní kẹ̀kà lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Allah ló kọ́ wọn. So ṣé léyìí ni tó yẹ ká wá gbára lé pé iṣẹ́ ìyanu Ọlọ́run rẹ̀ kò mú ìgbàlà dání ẹjọ́ rẹ̀ alẹ́. Tó bá jẹ́ mùsùlùmí tó ń gbọ́ wa, ìwọ náà o lè wò kí ìwọ náà yẹ àyà yẹn wò. Báwo ni Allah ṣe máa rán áńgẹ́lì méjì wá látọ̀run kó wá kọ́ àwọn èèyàn ní magic láti kọ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ń kọ́ ẹ̀yìn ayé. Tẹ́wọ́ tẹ̀sí rẹ̀ ó ṣàlàyé dáadáa bó ṣe ń kọ́ ẹ̀yìn ọkọ sí ìyàwó, bọ́n ṣe ń fi oògùn fẹ́. Òun black magic Allah ló rán wa. Magic àkọ́kọ́ Allah ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀. Àwọn áńgẹ́lì méjì orúkọ wọn ní Harut and Marut. Ṣé fẹ́ kà ní àbí ká tẹ̀síwájú?
And they follow what the devil taught during the reign of Solomon. It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but it was the devil who disbelieved. Ever say, my brother Pamela and Betty Mozareka. She should back, but ironically, it was the devil. It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but it was the devil who disbelieved. They have about the calculator that he only they taught the people witchcraft and what was revealed in Babylon to the two angels Harut and Marut. They did not teach anybody until they had said, "We are a test, so do not lose faith." But they learned from them the means to cause separation between man and his wife. But they cannot harm anyone except with Allah's permission. So Allah will just come and they learned what would harm them and not benefit them. Yet they knew that whoever deals in it will have no share in the hereafter. Miserable is what they sold their souls for, if they only knew.
Áńgẹ́lì Allah ló rán àwọn áńgẹ́lì méjì wá kó wá kọ̀yìn ní back magic lóòtítọ́ wọn á sọ fún wọn pé a fẹ́ fi dán yín wò ni o ṣé o ṣe tán láti ṣe kí wọ́n ti láwọn ṣe tán àwọn akọ wọn. Can you imagine?
ẹ wo kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn ẹ wo kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn Prince Lexi wọ́n ní that means Albert Einstein ẹ ṣe jàre Faraday lọ́wọ́ Faraday àwọn Faraday kìíní kan nìyẹn chemistry kan nìyẹn and all other scientists are miracle workers than Allah then. Cherry.
One may say, if the Quran said Muhammad is the messenger of God, what if the Quran is not the word of God? So we go to that argument. Now, in Quran chapter 11, verse 13, the Quran said, they were saying that you, Muhammad, forged the Quran. So Allah said, you as an illiterate, because Muhammad was an illiterate, if Muhammad forged the Quran, go and bring only 10.
That is another error. Muhammad ò kì í ṣe òpè kò ó mọ ìwé tán bá ní umi yìí lárúbá èdè tó ń lò lárúbáwá ní umi yìí túmọ̀ sí pé ẹni tí ò mọ ìwé tó ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìwé ẹ̀sìn ìwé Ọlọ́run ní tí Kùránì rí fásitì nìyẹn pé Muhammad jẹ́ nìkan torí pé ibìkan àyà Kùránì kan sọ pé we found you lost a rí ẹlẹ́ni tó ti nù ẹni tó ti sọnù àwa mú wálé so Muhammad ò mọ ìwé kò mọ ìwé Ọlọ́run kankan nǹkan tí àyà Kùránì yẹn rí fásitì ṣe pé bí a kò lè kọ ẹni tó ṣe business pẹ̀lú ìyàwó rẹ̀ fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún báwo ló ṣe láì ṣalájọ Ṣómólú tó fọdún mẹ́ta gbàjẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́ta ènìyàn tí ò ṣe ó sọ fún ẹnikẹ́ni ṣalájọ Ṣómólú lòun ni kò mọ̀wé kọ ó sì ń ṣe business kò mọ̀wé kà lórí pé ẹ mú ìwé kan wá fún mi kí n kọ Kùránì kí n kọ̀wé kan fún yín tẹ́ máa fi sin Ọlọ́run àwọn yẹn ní rárá o ó dà pé nǹkan ń ṣe mí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ a ò lè gbàwé kankan lọ́dọ̀ yín so ẹ má jẹ́ kán tàn wá jẹ Kùránì ò sọ pé Muhammad ò mọ̀wé kà ó mọ̀wé kà tá a bá wò ó gẹ́gẹ́ bí according to some hadith so àìtàn jẹ ni tán máa sọ pé Muhammad ò mọ̀wé kà lẹ́tà dì mí pé kò mọ ìwé ẹ̀sìn kò mọ ìwé tó ṣíwájú àwọn Tórà kò mọ wọn kò dẹ̀ mọ Injil kò mọ kankan kí ẹ̀mí yẹn tó bá pàdé nínú kevira.
Surahs. Then Allah reduces in Quran chapter 2 verses 23. He said, bring only one surah.
Again, holes is in that their narratives. Tí wọ́n sọ pé Jibril wá ó ní kó that you Ikra, you should read Abi.
Yeah.
The question is, what was Jibril? Kí ni Jibril gbé fún Muhammad pé kó kà? Ìwé wo ló gbé fún kó kà? Ṣé ìwé ló gbé fún kó kà? So Muslim needs to answer that, yeah. Because somebody recite is different from kà. So that's an error. There's a hole in that narrative there. Kini koka oh gbewe fún koka oni koka kini tó máa kà oh they did recite fún gbogbo recite koka after you it's problematic for them. It's a big question. I continue.
Okay. No.
So the argument here was, I will be expecting my brother, my uncle Amphosah to bring something like the Quran before the end of this program, and if he cannot do it, then it's confirmed the statement of the Quran that Muhammad is indeed a messenger of God. If he is not, this is the challenge of the Quran. Bring something like the Quran before the end of...
He's asking him to bring something like the Quran. So many books are far better. So thousands of books are far better than the Quran. You want to talk about the works of Shakespeare? Shakespeare, can Quran even stand in any of the works of Shakespeare?
So
what is the oh my God, the jinn that talks in the Quran? There's a chapter for the jinns, right? That they talk. Even hands spoke in the Quran, so hands can make Quran. So what are they talking about? In fact, there are so many poets in the time of Muhammad that are better poets. In fact, there was a guy called Boboyen that don't tell Muhammad. That he can do better poetry than him. Muhammad eventually got rid of that guy. He made them to kill the boy, because he was a better poet than him. In fact, some of his poets, I think, was also put in the Quran. Young man.
Let's just debunk this thing once and for all. Let's debunk it once and for all.
Okay.
No. Me not because Provide a book or provide a verse like this, if that makes it to be a miracle, Shakespeare lẹ́ẹ̀kan, anybody provide the word like that of Shakespeare tó jẹ́ exactly line for line, sentence for sentence. Now one kan mi tó kọ. I'm very sure àwọn kan wà Shakespeare sọ tó yẹ pé you can never see it word for word like that anywhere. Ṣé get it by anything? So does that mean the Shakespeare to be a miracle or anything from God? So that is just irrelevant and nonsense.
Then let him come into the Bible. Ká lọ ka Psalm 23 fún. Olúwa ni olùṣọ́ àgùntàn mi. Èmi kì yóò ṣe aláìní.
Kó múrú ẹ̀ wá.
Kó múrú ẹ̀ wá. That psalm is powerful. Psalm 24. Tí Olúwa nílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kún rẹ̀. Ayé àti àwọn tó tẹ̀dó sínú rẹ̀. You know, I mean, I don't even know. Kí ló wà nínú Quran? Tẹ́ bá lọ ka Yorùbá Quran. What sense does it make in any chapter? What sense does any of it make? The chapter 11, is it 111, 112? Kini kan Abdullah. It's just ridiculous.
Shakespeare sọ pé Macbeth as mother sleep, he shall sleep. Macbeth as mother death also, he shall sleep no more. Àbí he who mother sleep shall sleep no more. Mi ìrántí bóyá kọ́mọ́. Ó tún sọ pa Barnum Wood until Barnum Wood moves, and so many word of tó yẹ pé tó ráìmù mọ́ra wọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó nítumọ̀ tó jọ mọ́ra wọn tí ò sẹ́ni tó lè múrú ẹ̀ wá. Tó bá ti wá múrú ká pé Ustaz níjà kán múrú ọ̀rọ̀ Shakespeare wá. Èmi gan lè sọ̀rọ̀ kan ní ìsìn tí wọ́n nílé múrú ẹ̀ wá. Ìgbàgbọ́ múṣu wá kó wá gba dùndú ẹ múrú wá yẹn wá.
FSB ṣé ń gbọ́ mi? Ìwé kan wà, ìwé yẹn ó dà kí màá send ẹ̀ sí mo ní PDF ẹ̀. The book is Book of John Owen. Mo title ìwé yẹn, title yẹn mo fẹ́ sọ, title yẹn lásán ẹ lè rí irú ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ níbi mi. Mo title yẹn The Death of Death in the Death of Jesus Christ ní title ìwé yẹn.
Okay, Christian
ni ó kọ ìwé yẹn pé The Death of Death in the Death of Jesus Christ. John Owen ẹ tó kọ ìwé yẹn.
Jẹ́ kébì náà kọ ẹ jẹ́ tó fún yín nìkan náà tá a kọ́ ní primary school Aláwìyé. Iṣẹ́ ni oògùn ìṣẹ́. Múra síṣẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Iṣẹ́ la fi ń dẹni gíga. Tí o kò bá rẹ́ni fẹ̀yìntì, bí ọ̀lẹ là á rí. Bí a kò bá rẹ́ni gbẹ́kẹ̀lé, atẹramọ́ṣẹ́ ẹni, apálára, ìgúnpá nìyẹn kan.
Kọ́ lọ múrú ẹ̀ wá.
Kó bá múrú ẹ̀ wá o.
Ṣé o pé tọ́pìkì yẹn, táìtù ìwé yẹn, ó sound somehow. Ìwé yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ikú Jésù, iṣẹ́ tí ikú Jésù wá ṣe. Táìtù ìwé yẹn lásán, ó wà káṣì. Ẹ̀wọ̀n dà sọ́dẹ̀ wà tẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tí yẹn máa fẹ́ gbọ́, the death of death in the death of Jesus Christ. Kí Quran náà lọ wá rú ẹ̀ wá.
Ẹ jẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú.
Of this program, only one. Now, we go to that. The Quran has structural many miracles, as I said, and we know Muhammad was an unlettered prophet in the desert of Arabia, far away from any knowledge, from any civilization or any encyclopedia. But listen to what happened. We have many miracles that it cannot be what is formed or forged in the 7th century. Now, we look in Quran. The word shahar, which is month in Arabic, it is mentioned 12 times in the Quran, just as we have 12 months in a year. The word yom, which is the singular of day, that is the singular of day in the Quran, is mentioned 365 times, just as we have 365 days in a...
Can you imagine? According to Islamic days, 365 náà ni Islamic calendar ní mi mọ̀. You can correct me. Torí mo pé kì í ṣe kí ló ń pè calendar táwa ń lò yìí ni wọ́n ń lò nínú Islamic calendar. Ó ṣe máa fi calendar táwa ń lò yìí, mo ti gbàgbọ́ orúkọ tá a máa ń pè orúkọ tá a máa ń pè calendar tá a ń lò yìí.
So Gregorian calendar. Gregorian,
thank you, God bless you. Gregorian calendar ló ń wá fi ṣe miracle of Islam now. So all these things are not miracle. Àti Bíbélì ṣe gbogbo eléyìí láti sọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ lórílẹ̀ kan kó má fún wa ní kó má fi àkókò wa ṣòfò.
Leap year. We have the word ayamut times in the Quran. Now in Quran chapter 3 verse 59, they appear both as it means indeed it is a messenger of God, because even we did not discover these things until when we have the materials with us to calculate and make this analysis. Why in the 7th century we don't have this? So it will only be that Muhammad is a prophet of God, and if he is not a prophet of God, how does those things come in the Quran? How did he manage to forge those miracles of calculation and other things? Today we know that in our planet we have 71% of water and 28% of dry land. Now the word ocean in the Quran, Bahar, is mentioned 32 times in the Quran. Now for us to have the percentage of water in our planet, we are going to do what? We have the, it will be, then I'm coming. Water in our planet.
Can you imagine? Permutations.
Planet is 71% in this can be extracted from the Quran itself. Now, how do we get that? If you want to get the percentage of the two times in the Quran and the dry land, which is appears 13 divided by 32 plus 13, it will give us 32 divided by 21%. The actual percent of water. How does Muhammad come to know that in the barren desert of Arabia? Again, the same thing, the same formula for the
no network
so how come mention 21% at 71 70 whatever percent ni so kò sọ bí tó wà ní Quran bí Muhammad ṣe get calculation.
Àwọn àyà kan wà ní wọ́n tó máa divided pẹ̀lú kinní kan yóò fún wọn ní tàbí tó kàn permutation.
That's why we want this guy to come. He needs to come and tell us all this. This is just rabble rousing.
Yeah,
it's just rabble rousing. He needs to come and tell us. Arriving at those spurious claims. Muhammad was able to measure 71% of water mass in the world or on Earth. That is ridiculous. It's a very, very what's the word now? It's a very, very funny claim. Okay. Where is he getting all this one from?
He managed to make all this forgery in the 7th century. This will only mean that he is a prophet of God. Now the third point was the mission of this unlettered prophet. What was the mission of Prophet Muhammad on earth? Just look, Prophet Moses came. When Prophet Moses came, the fundamental teaching given to Moses at that time was to establish the Shema. What was the Shema? To prove to people that God is one and we have nothing with him, not Trinity. So Moses believed in one God, not the concept of Trinity. Now when Moses left the earth, with the movement of time, then the children of Israel turns back and broke the covenant of God. They start worshiping idols. So God mentioned in Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 21 that they provoke me, they make me to be anger, and I also will provoke them and substitute them with a foolish and worthless nation. Who are those foolish and worthless nations? The Arabs are considered to be nothing by them. But now, as they broke the law of God, Jesus came, he brings them back to the remembrance of that covenant, which is...
You said?
Also, concept of God, Moses believe.
Mo fẹ́ kó land lórí point yẹn ní kálí
sọ̀rọ̀. All right.
So in Mark chapter 12 verse 29, Jesus tried to establish to us that God is one and not Trinity. Do you see what happened? Jesus came to confirm what Moses was doing in order to bring all people together. This is the same thing the Prophet of Islam brought. He bring those messages. And in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said,
Go ahead, baby code. Moses mission ẹ̀ ni pé ó wá sọ pé Shema ni Ọlọ́run kan ló wà, Jésù náà wá ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run kan ló wà, Muhammad náà wá kò wá contradict àwọn méjèèjì, nǹkan kan náà ni wọ́n jọ sọ.
Èṣù gan ò sọ pé Ọlọ́run méjì ló wà tẹ́ bá wo Bible. Bíbélì jẹ́ kó yé wa pé Èṣù gan mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run kan ló wà, ó dẹ̀ bẹ̀rù and he trembled.
Yeah, he trembled.
So making a claim that there is one God, but the problem is ẹ bá rántí Bíbélì tí Paul ṣe pàdé àwọn ará 18. He said to them that you are worshiping an unknown God. So when Islam or Muhammad or whatever are telling us that there is one God, who is that God? That is the question. Another thing, Shema Israel, the concept of one God. So first of all, the same concept of one God in the Old Testament is the same thing that they believe in. Because that same Shema Israel, a word ahad jari to wambe does not even mean a charge jari. A chart to ambe does not mean one, just single one. A chart simply means a complex one, a unified one, because in Hebrew, another one for it has another one for one apart from a chart. So they also have the wahid, other word. Wahid, sorry, the other word. To wahid is the single one in Hebrew. Hebrew yo lo wahid in Hebrew. wọ́n sọ wípé a child nǹkan tó lò nìyẹn. That simply means the complex one. What are those things that combine together to be that one? Muslim will not question that. They will not ask an Hebrew speaking person. And when you talk about the one concept of God in Islam, it's called Tawheed. And Tawheed in Islam, elo translated in English, Tawheed simply means amalgamation, combination, unification. United Arab Emirates, Tawheed wà nínú ẹ̀. United States of America, we know there are different combinations of states that come together to be one. But in the New Testament, Jesus Christ, you baptize them in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, Jesus Christ himself established these three distinct persons, attaching them to one single God, possessing one nature, one divine nature. In Matthew 28, so, but in Islam now, when you say Tawheed, what are those things? Àwọn gods mélòó, àwọn nǹkan mélòó ló papọ̀ ló fi di Ọlọ́run kan ní Islam. The Muslim will not explain that for you today. So what they're expecting, they are the same thing. So they can never be the same.
Yeah, thank you. Concept of nǹkan tí Moses mú wá, tí Jésù mú wá, tí Muhammad mú wá, tí Muhammad mú wá, ó yàtọ̀ gédégédé sí nǹkan tí tẹ́ bá wo òfin Mósè, ẹ ó rí pé kò yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí Jésù mú wá. Òfin Mósè ni Jésù sọ di méjì. Ó ní ìwọ fẹ́ Olúwa Ọlọ́run rẹ pẹ̀lú gbogbo àyà rẹ, pẹ̀lú gbogbo ọkàn rẹ, fẹ́ ọmọlàkejì rẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara rẹ. Òfin kan kò ju ìwọ̀nyí lọ. Gbogbo òfin Mósè tó fún wọn bí 10, òun la sọ di méjì. Nínú méjì yẹn ni gbogbo ìtókù ló sodo sínú ẹ̀. Nígbà tí Muhammad dé, orúkọ Ọlọ́run tó kọ́kọ́ dá ó yàtọ̀ gédégédé. Nígbà tí Muhammad dé, ibi tí wọ́n ní kó máa kọjú sí ó yàtọ̀ gédégédé. Nígbà tí Muhammad dé, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣàdúà ó yàtọ̀ gédégédé. Nígbà tí Muhammad dé, ló di pé tó ká kọ lẹ́tà sí ìlú míì, ẹni tí ò bá ti gba Islam ká bẹ lórí. Nígbà tí Muhammad ló sọ pé ẹ lè ní ẹrú kẹsì máa bá wọn sùn. Nígbà tí Muhammad ló sọ pé ẹ máa fẹ́ yàwó 4 tó sì dọ́lọ́run ló ní kó mú. Nígbà tí Muhammad ló ní ẹ lè lu ìyàwó yín kìtìkìtì àbáwọn ní bá sọ fún pásítọ̀ kì í ṣe sọ. Wọ́n ní wọ́n ná pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ sí yín lára. Bó tẹ̀ pé Kùránì ò sọ pé pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ná wọn. Nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe dìbéètì ẹni yìí, ó ní aṣọ lásán lẹ́ẹ̀fì. Ẹni tó kọ bẹ́ẹ̀dì lẹ̀ fún, ẹni tó báwí tí ò gbọ́, ó wà mú etí aṣọ. Ó ní is a form of foreplay. Can you imagine such a deception? Ó wà mú etí aṣọ, ó wà fi nà yàn. Àníyàn láwá gbọ́rọ̀. Ẹran tẹ́ ẹ lé kéṣe súùsì, ẹran tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbànà, ẹ wà ní kárẹ̀rìn sí àákò ń bẹ̀. Can you imagine such a deception? So àwọn nǹkan tí Muhammad mú wá ó yàtọ̀ gédégédé sí nǹkan tí Mósè àti Jésù mú wá. Jésù Olúwa ní tẹ́yìn bá gbà mí gbọ́, tẹ́ bá gba Mósè gbọ́, ẹ ó gbà mí gbọ́ torí pé Mósè àti àwọn wòlíì wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa mi. Níbo làwọn Mósè àti wòlíì ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Muhammad? Tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tó wá ṣe wọ́n ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ nípa ẹ̀, kò tiẹ̀ jọra wọn. So gbogbo nǹkan tó ń mú àtàmọ̀ yìí, ntí bó tilẹ̀ pé Brapunsa wọ́n mọ̀ pé debate ó ní limitation kan tí èèyàn lè ṣe. Tẹ́ni tó bá kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kò kí ní advantage. Ẹni tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ last, so ó lè jẹ́ pé ló máa sọ gbogbo rẹ̀ máa rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni yóò respond nítorí ẹ ti gbọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ síwájú. So Brapunsa really tried, wọ́n dẹ̀ respond. Inú mi á dùn gan tá bá tiẹ̀ lè rí Brapunsa ká gbé wọn wá sórí program yìí káwọn náà wá tẹ̀ kán bá wa ṣètò.
No, I agree that brother, yeah, it's good at but today mi ò appreciate debate kẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rí gbogbo kan tó ń sìn irọ́ pátá bu ni gbogbo ẹ̀. But when you have like a dialogue, bó ṣe ń raise points yẹn, you are able to respond and get proofs. For instance, ìgbà tí mo ní engagement pẹ̀lú arákùnrin yìí after program wa ta ṣe ní is it not last Sunday náà ni? Yeah, last Sunday exactly náà ni. So for more than 2 hours after the program, ìgbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fún un ní àwọn evidences, eventually he had to run away. Ó wá ní kó máa lọ wò wọ́n. Bí mi ti ẹ̀ rántí topic ta sọ, but I think that has to do with Quran. Yes, of course now. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you'll be able to see pé tẹ́ bá ń bá wọn ní dialogue yẹn, tẹ́ ń fún wọn ní ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹ̀rí yẹn, they cannot just they will be defeated. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé rọ́lá wọn pa. You expose their lies and their hypocrisy. Now Mósè mú òfin 10 wá. Tí a bá gbé Muhammad against òfin 10 Mósè, ṣó ó kójú wọn ni? He doesn't fulfill any of those things. That means so that at the time of Moses, he will have run foul of those 10 commandments. He will gbọ́dọ̀ ṣàgbèrè. He will gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ojú kòkòrò sí ìyàwó
ara talent tó fún Brapunsa nìyẹn. Ademá sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ mo wish ká sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ náà ní gbólóhùn àánú Bible tó sọ pé o gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ ìyàwó ọmọ rẹ̀. A máa sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ mọ̀ pé debate ni ẹni máa rántí gbogbo verse yẹn. So a máa sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ náà verse wà ní Bible tó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So he was asking him out. Fún gbólóhùn àánú Bible tó ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, but tá bá débẹ̀ Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ ká débẹ̀ kí ọjọ́ tó lọ. Mo wish ká sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú.
وإذ أخذنا ميثاق بني إسرائيل لا تعبدون إلا الله وبالوالدين إحسانا. Just look at how this verse of the Quran is inviting the Israelites. It says, remember the covenant of Allah which He took with you, that you will not worship anyone but one God and be dutiful to your parents. So Muhammad did not come with new things. Imagine if Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a forger. Those people who are forging things, they always.
Muhammad came with lots of new things. Qibla is a new thing. Kaaba is a new thing. Ká máa sáré yípo Márúwà àti Sáfúwá ní òhò. Táwọn abọ̀rìṣà máa ń yípo rẹ̀ ní òhò ló máa ń yípo rẹ̀. Nǹkan ọmọ oṣù wọn náà máa fi ń yí torí wọ́n ń wá ọmọ. Nǹkan tuntun ni àgbọ̀bí tí Mósè ti ní kán máa yípo Márúwà àti Sáfúwá. Kán kọjú sí Qibla. Mósè òun wá, Jésù òun wá. Kán máa kí wákàtí 5. Jésù òun wá, Mósè òun wá. Kí ló tó wá ní Mósè òun nǹkan tuntun wá? He brought type of different new things. Ká lọ Mẹ́kà, ká máa rìn ní, ká máa lọ pa kájà láṣọ fún bí àwọn onífá, ká dán rí ara wa. Mósè òmù yẹn wà, àbọ̀ mú wá níbo ló wà ní Báíbù tán ti mú wá. Àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ká ṣàlùwàlá, tá a bá só pẹ́rẹ́, téṣù ó máa kéré mọ́lẹ̀, tó bá gbọ́ àdán prayer. Mósè òmù yẹn wá pé ká bá ti só, ká lọ tán àlùwàlá ṣe. Rárá, Jésù Olúwa ní ẹ̀yin fò òde ago. Ẹ mọ̀ pé inú ago yìí gan wá kún fún gẹ̀dẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ àti ẹ̀gbin. Ẹ wò, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú.
Make use of the material they have presently. They always make use of the material they have presently. Now, if Muhammad is a forger, when Muhammad came, if he is after making himself superior, well known to the nation, the thing Muhammad will do is that firstly, he will confirm that Jesus is God. Secondly, he will confirm the crucifixion of Jesus. He will confirm the doctrine of Christianity. And I am telling you, over 2 billion of Christians on the earth will all follow Muhammad. But because he came with the truth, he's not after making himself superior. He brings them back to what they are doing. He destroyed the idols in Arabia. So if all religion are to hold to this basic and fundamental teaching, which is one God, we will all be together. That is why the Prophet said there is no difference between an Arab and somebody who is not an Arab. So the mission of the Prophet of Islam.
Muhammad said there is no difference between an Arab and who is not. Is another lie. Muhammad is sọ pé àwọn black guy ó ní ojú wọn dàbí ojú àwọn China. Ní pé Allah ti fi nǹkan lẹ̀ wọ́n lójú wọn ṣe rí, ó bú àwọn ará. He said so. So ó sọ pé àwọn ọjọ́ kan wà nínú Kùránì àti nínú Hadith pé ọjọ́ kan wà tí ojú àwọn èèyàn yóò dúdú. Àwọn tó bá dúdú yẹn ọ̀run àpáàdì ni wọ́n lọ. Ọjọ́ kan wà tí àwọn èèyàn yóò funfun. Àwọn tó bá funfun yẹn wọ́n lọ ọjọ́bọ ọ̀run. Can you imagine such a discrimination? Can you imagine?
As the last prophet of God is to bring the mankind all together. And this is the most successful person on the face of the earth, both by the Muslim and those that are not Muslim themselves. So this again confirms that Muhammad cannot be a forger, because when he came, he bring the world all together back to what we are.
He bring the world all together. Nígbà tó ní kó máa sọ Jísíà, Surah 9:29. Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀sìn Ọlọ́run tí mo sìn, tẹ́ ẹ bá ti sìn, wà kó yín ní ìgbèkùn, tẹ́ ẹ bá ti gba ìgbèkùn, ẹ máa sanwó ìtanràn, ẹ máa sanwó. Can you imagine such saying with words?
Òun gan mo fẹ́ lọ ṣí Surah 9:29 tẹ̀ sí ìbínú kẹtì lórí ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ lọ ṣí ń sìn tẹ́lẹ̀. Káwọn èèyàn
today before to unite.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Mo ní tẹ̀ sí ìbínú kẹtì gan ni mo fẹ́ lọ ṣí lórí Surah 9:29 tẹ́lẹ̀.
Okay.
Kí o gba àwọn èèyàn lè rí hypocrite kìíní yẹn. Ṣé ti bá mi ṣí ẹ̀?
Okay.
Just come into open.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Running stomach.
At a break you.
Break. What gente?
But any running stomach.
Okay, more. So, she's coming over open by.
Okay.
Cherry.
Yeah.
So at 9:29.
Mohammed ní gbogbo àwọn èèyàn papọ̀. Nígbà tó sọ èmi ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan wà ní ilẹ̀ Arabia yìí àti gbogbo yín máa lé yín dànù.
Idolaters are no longer allowed in Al-Masjid Al-Haram. When Allah commands his believing servants who are pure in religion and person to expel the idolaters who are filthy in the religious sense from Al-Masjid Al-Haram. After the revelation of this ayah, idolaters were no longer allowed to go near the masjid. This ayah was revealed in 9th year of Hijrah. In fact, I can scroll lọ sí àwọn ibi tí ó ti sọ àwọn kògbákùngbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tó ti kọ lẹ́tà sí wọn. Ẹ wò láti bí nsìn. Ó ní, and feel them subdue. This ayah means this will be your compensation for the closed market that you feared will result. Therefore, Allah compensated them, our Muslim, for the losses they incurred because they severed ties with idolaters. To not buy idolaters in Jagidi by the jizya they earn from the people of the book. Our Christian lady you. Similar statements were reported from Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, all wise in his orders.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí sáré ṣàlàyé ibi tẹ́ kà tán yẹn fún àwọn torí àwọn tí ò bá yé. Tẹ́ bá wo Surah 9 ayah 28. Ìgbà tí àwọn abọ̀rìṣà máa ń wá sí Mẹ́kà wá ṣọdún, wọ́n máa ń wá, so wọ́n máa ń rówó lára wọn. Wọ́n ṣe ń rówó lóde òní náà rówó ń gbà yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tí Muhammad wá ní kán mọ̀ wá mọ́, àwọn òrìṣà yẹn kán máa wà ṣe mọ́. So Surah verse 28 yẹn ló wá sọ pé Allah máa san yín lẹ́san, àwọn abọ̀rìṣà yẹn ò mówó wá mọ́, so wọn ò rí owó. Tẹ́ bá náà sọ pé Allah compensate them pẹ̀lú ìgbà táwọn abọ̀rìṣà ti wá mọ́. So àwọn tó wá lọ bájà ní àwọn Kìrìsìtẹ́nì àti àwọn Júù pé owó ìgbà tó wá mú wọn ní ẹrú gbogbo nǹkan tán rí, owó jizya tí wọ́n máa san yẹn làálàá fi replace owó tó yẹ káwọn abọ̀rìṣà ń san. Is a replacement. Jizya is a replacement for owó tí àwọn abọ̀rìṣà yẹ kó máa san fún àwọn ará sáà tán yẹ kó máa san fún Muhammad. Nígbà tí wọ́n ti wá mú jizya ló fi replace, is a replacement, bí blessing ló jẹ́ fún wa, bí ọ̀rọ̀ láti di ọlọ́rọ̀. So kò sí nǹkan tuntun bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ ká tètè tọ́ṣì ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó ọ̀rọ̀ máa yẹn nǹkan tó sọ pọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀.
Ẹ ká tẹ̀síwájú.
Now we are going to the fourth point, which is the biblical test of the prophet. This can be found in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20 to 22. The Bible said, a true prophet of God, when he came, he should be able to say something, and whatsoever he says it shall come to pass. If it doesn't come to pass, it means he is a false prophet. So let us put this analysis of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Volume yẹn lómi àbí shift ọ̀dọ̀ mi ni.
Baby kò rẹ gbọ́.
Ó lò but kò tún sí lórí screen gan, gbé jáde sórí screen.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wò.
Ó lò gan ya.
Okay, mi á di mọ́. Sorry. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n dá padà.
Ṣé mi wá ọ̀dẹ̀ ṣé
ohun yín wà okay.
Okay.
And so other places. But interestingly, immediately after this, Quran, Abu Lahab will die as a non-believer. Get back to what they are doing. He destroyed the idols in Arabia. So if all religion are to hold to this basic and fundamental teaching, which is
loud.
Ben.
Yes,
one God, we will all be together. That is why the prophet said there is no difference between an Arab and somebody who is not an Arab. So the mission of the prophet of Islam as the last prophet of God is to bring the mankind all together. And this is the most successful person on the face of the earth, both by the Muslim and those that are not Muslim themselves. So this again confirms that Muhammad cannot be a forger, because when he came, he bring the world all together back to what we are today before, to unite the world entirely. Now we are going to the fourth point, which is the biblical test of a prophet. This can be found in the book of
this place will be interesting.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20 to 22, the Bible said, a true prophet of God, when he came, he should be able to say something, and whatsoever he said, it shall come to pass. If it doesn't come to pass, it means he is a false prophet. So let us put this analysis on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Quran chapter 111, verse 1 to 5, the prophet in Mecca, he told that his uncle Abu Lahab will die as a non-believer. Abu Lahab can only do one thing to prove that the prophet is a liar and the Quran is not from God. What will he do? He will only say, I become a Muslim and I believe in you. He will die as a Muslim and the Quran will be entirely proved wrong. But the prophet, this verse was revealed to the prophet in Mecca, and Abu Lahab must have heard this verse. He must have heard that the Quran said he will die as a non-believer. But interestingly, Abu Lahab died as an unbeliever. Again, a fulfilled prophecy. If it is not a fulfilled prophecy, that will prove that Muhammad is forging things. Secondly, we have in the Quran, chapter number 28 of the Quran, chapter 28, verses 85, I think. The Quran said that you, Muhammad, he who imposed the Quran upon you will bring you back to a place of return. Abdullah ibn Abbas was one of the great scholars of Islam. He translated this verse. He said what it means, it was speaking about the migration of the Prophet from Mecca to Medina, that indeed you, Muhammad, one day you will be get returned to Mecca. The same thing happened. The Prophet, after he...
Now, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré sọ̀rọ̀ rí ibẹ̀ mi bí ẹni nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ, ẹ jẹ́ kí mi sáré sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Wípé èèyàn sọ nǹkan wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Mo rántí pé ẹnìkan ṣé kí Nostradamus ló sọ nípa àwọn nǹkan kan tó dẹ̀ ń wáyé ní ìsìn. Ṣé wòlíì Ọlọ́run nìyẹn? Ẹ rántí pé obìnrin kan máa ń tẹ̀lé àwọn àpọ́stélì lẹ́yìn. Tó ní àwọn
Acts chapter 16. Acts chapter 16 from verse 14.
Ẹ wo àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run alààyè, ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ọ̀gá ògo, ó sì ń fẹ́ ẹ̀mí àfọ̀ṣẹ, ó fi ń sọ tẹ́lẹ̀. Nígbà tí ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run tú àṣírí fún Pọ́ọ̀lù, ó sì bá ẹ̀mí àfọ̀ṣẹ yẹn wí nínú ẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí yẹn sì jáde débi pé wọ́n fẹ́ bá wọn jà pé wọ́n ti ba ìjẹ́ lẹ́nu àwọn. Ṣé nítorí pé èèyàn ti sọ nǹkan tó rí tí pàdé àwọn tá ní pé lánàá ráìsì ló jẹ, láàárọ̀ yìí àmàlà ló jẹ, pátá pupa ló wọ̀. Mo tẹ̀ pé wọ́n ní wọ́n jí pátá pupa nínú Kùránì Súrà 3:161 ibi tá à ń lọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. Pátá aláràn pupa ló wọ̀, fìlà dúdú ló dé sábẹ́, àwọn nǹkan báyìí singlet dúdú ló wọ̀, ó kí ẹnìkan láàárọ̀ yìí kò sọ̀yàn di wòlíì. Àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. 2 ni pé tá a bá ti wá rí gẹ́gẹ́ kó ti fi Bíbélì ṣe standard báyìí pé tí wòlíì kan bá sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò wá sí ìmúṣẹ, àjẹ́bẹ́ kìí ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run nìyẹn. Mo á ń challenge àfáà ìjọ tó bá máa wá àbí mùsùlùmí tó wà lórí ètò kan dá wa lóhùn. Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni òṣùpá ó pín sí méjì? Lọ́jọ́ wo ni? Kó wá sọ fún wa. Tí a bá ti rí ìran kan tí Muhammad sọ tí ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, àjẹpọ̀ òpùrọ̀ ayé òun ọ̀run ni, àjẹpọ̀ kìí ṣe wòlíì Ọlọ́run. Bàbá yìí ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀, olófẹ́ra rẹ̀ tí ló fi Muhammad sí gbèdéke bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Tá a bá ti rí ìṣípayá àbí ìran kan tó sọ. Èkejì ni pé kó wá sọ fún wa, ṣé lóòótọ́ ni oòrùn máa ń wọ̀ sínú omi gbígbóná lábẹ́ ẹ̀ tí Allah láti lọ dọ̀bálẹ̀? Kó wá sọ fún wa. Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni ó ti ẹ̀jẹ̀ pé ó defend ibì kan bẹ̀ tó ní nǹkan ọmọkùnrin ń jáde ní ẹ̀yìn ọkùnrin ni tòótọ́ ni? Can you imagine? Ṣó èèyàn lè máa defend yẹn? Kó wá sọ fún wa pé ṣé lóòótọ́ ni ayé méje ló wà àti ọ̀run méje? Kó wá sọ fún wa pé ṣé lóòótọ́ ni a máa ń fi òṣùpá ìràwọ̀ a máa fi ń tafà sí Sátánì? Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Kùránì ṣe sọ, a ó fi ìràwọ̀ tán àwọn according to science wọn ló tóbi, òun ni Allah máa fi ń tafà, shooting star tó máa ń jábọ́ látọ̀run yẹn. Muhammad ní pé àwọn èṣù tó fẹ́ lọ spy, tó fẹ́ lọ gbọ́ nǹkan tí Allah bá ń ṣèpàdé lọ́hùn, tó fẹ́ máa yọ́ gbọ́, Allah wá mú ìràwọ̀ á ta wọ́n lọ́fà pẹ̀lú á ta wọ́n ní kó rọ́bà ìràwọ̀. Ṣé tòótọ́ ni shooting star missile ni ta fi ń tafà mọ́ èṣù? Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni àti ojú ọ̀run ni èso ti ń jábọ́, àpáta kan lójú ọ̀run ló ti ń jábọ́? Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni pé inú obìnrin nǹkan ọmọkùnrin máa lo 40 days níbẹ̀? Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni pé apá eṣinṣin, apá kan àlàáfíà, apá kan ìwòsàn, apá kan àìsàn ló wà lápá eṣinṣin? Ṣé lóòótọ́ ni téèyàn bá jẹ àdúrà date méje àtóyín, poison ò ní ìṣiṣẹ́ lórí ayé ènìyàn? Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí, ṣé lóòótọ́ ni àwọn nǹkan oríṣiríṣi tí Muhammad sọ tó yẹ pé kò fìdí múlẹ̀, kò sì wá sí ìmúṣẹ? Ó ti jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé Muhammad kìí ṣe òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
Tẹ́ bá wo Quran chapter 69, ṣẹ́gẹ̀tì. Quran yẹn jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ó ní Quran ọ̀rọ̀ Allah, ọ̀rọ̀ Muhammad. Ó ní indeed this Quran, Surah chapter 69 from verse 40 to 46. Ó ní indeed this Quran is the recitation of a noble messenger. So based on this translation, ó wá ní it is not the prose of a poet as you claim, yet you hardly have any faith. Nor is it the mumbling of a fortune teller, yet you hardly mindful. 43 verse, it is a revelation from the Lord of all words. 44, and the messenger made up something in our name. Muhammad bá make nǹkan up nípa Quran yìí. 45 wá ní we would have certainly seized him by his right hand. 46, then severed his aorta. Wọ́n máa gé aorta ìdànù tó bá jẹ́ pé sọ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ. Tẹ́ bá lọ wo hadith Sahih al-Bukhari 4428, book 64 hadith 450. Ó sọ fún wa pé the prophet in his ailment nígbà tó ń kú lọ, in which he died, nǹkan tó pa nìyẹn, ailment yìí ló pa. used to say, "Oh, Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Kaiba. And at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison." Ẹ má dájú pé nǹkan tó lóun feel yìí pé aorta òun cut nǹkan yìí ló padà pa according to hadith yìí nísìn. So ó túmọ̀ sí pé kò lè jẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run torí Quran fúnra rẹ̀ ti jẹ́ kó yọ pé tó bá lè sọ nǹkan tí òun ò sọ ní pé aorta ẹ̀ máa gé dànù ni. Muhammad fúnra rẹ̀ lè confirm ẹ̀ nínú Sahih al-Bukhari nísìn kí ló tún kù. Quran ti disprove as the prophet of God.
Yeah, thank you. Let's proceed.
Sorry, can I proceed? Sorry, can I proceed? Arákùnrin sọ àwọn àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé Muhammad sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀. Muhammad sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ kankan tí ó wá sí ìmúṣẹ o. Kò sí àsọtẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn tí ó sọ pé wọn ò ní di Muslim, most of them not di Muslim kí ó tó di ìfà kò tiẹ̀ sínú Quran gan. Àánú ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ ń pa Abdullahi àbí kí lórúkọ ń kú ẹ̀ yẹn. Kò sọ pé ẹ̀ máa di Muslim. Ó kàn ṣépè fún nínú Quran chapter 11. But àwọn ọ̀dà
kó ìgbàgbọ́ nǹkan tó ń claim nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ti pa ìyá àyà yẹn wò ká fi wo nǹkan tó sọ.
Ó kàn ṣépè fún because ó ṣépè fún Abdullahi because máa yẹn embarrass ọkùnrin yẹn embarrass kò dẹ̀ believe inú ẹ̀ rárá torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe ṣépè fún kò ń ṣe pé bóyá ó sọ pé máa di Muslim ètò sọ yẹn kò make sense. But àwọn
inú kò sọ pé ó ló máa di Muslim so that he can be represented well.
Nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn remind ẹ̀ nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn.
Ní pé Abu Lahab máa kú sípò àìgbàgbọ́ tó ṣe rí kẹ́lẹ́ nìyẹn. Ìgbésò tí Muhammad bá jẹ́ ìkéni ó yẹ kí Abu Lahab di Muslim ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí Abu Lahab tó dẹ̀ ti gbọ́ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn definitely ó dẹ̀ kú sípò àìgbàgbọ́ definitely àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn wá sí ìmúṣẹ. That is his claim.
But he claim yẹn that's even nǹkan tó ń sọ bó ṣe ń try to fẹ́ make claim yẹn as if it's a prophecy it's not a prophecy nǹkan tó ń try to sọ nìyẹn is that claim cause tí Muhammad lay on Abu Lahab yẹn he laid the cause because he was angry with that man. If he had had a chance to kill him, he would have killed him. But he can't just go and kill him. That's why he had to curse him and put it in the Quran. In fact, they said the wife of that Abu Lahab went to meet Aisha and Muhammad. Muhammad ran away. Because ọmọ pé ó pe gbogbo àpétẹ́bá lọ ka tẹ̀sí ó pe gbogbo àwọn family members he was making whatever he was telling them. It was that uncle that withstood him. What nonsense are you talking about? That one withstood him. So because of that embarrassment, so Muhammad cannot kill him. He was a warlord now. He could kill anyone, but he couldn't kill him. So because of that, you have to place a curse on him and put it in the Quran. But tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tí wọ́n sọ fún ìyàwó Abdullah yẹn pé this is what Muhammad has said about you. That woman went to his house. Muhammad went to hide. He went to sálọ fún woman yẹn. It was only, I think it was Aisha or one of his wives that attended to the woman. Did you actually say this? So that is making this not to be a prophecy or a prediction of Muhammad is absolutely irrelevant and nonsensical. But ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àwọn nǹkan tó prophesy gangan which was the victory of Romans against the pagan àwọn òun náà bájà yẹn the tom bájà tó pé the Romans will become victorious. He had actually heard or knew about the victory of the Romans before he actually said that thing. So it wasn't a prophecy. That the one in Quran chapter 54, right, about the moon splitting, those are the things he said, and which are all, does not make sense in any way. So which prediction is he talking about? There is no prophecy or prediction that Muhammad said that came to pass. Nothing. Abu Lahab, he caused him because that one embarrassed him, and people should know that. Eshe?
Imagine success, and he defeated Mecca, and he come back to Mecca again. A proof prophecy, a fulfilled prophecy in the Quran. Thirdly, we have about Quran chapter 30 verses 1 to 5. The Romans, the Byzantines, they have been defeated. So the Quran makes a statement that within the range of 3 to 9 years, the Romans will overcome the defeat, because they were defeated in some areas like Iraq, Jordan, and some other places. But interestingly, immediately after this Quran, immediately after this verse, with 7 years, the Romans overcome the defeat. They defeated the Persians.
Nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan nìyẹn. Ṣẹ́rí àwọn tó gbọ́ Lárúbáwá, I wouldn't want to veg, but àwọn tó gbọ́ Lárúbáwá sọ pé the Arabic word used there ó sọ nípa short period with láàrin ọdún mẹ́ta ló yẹ kó jẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n ó ju ọdún mẹ́ta lọ, so it's a failed prophecy. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń win ara wọn, wọ́n ṣẹ́gun ara wọn, so bí ìgbà tí èèyàn ta tẹ́tẹ́ ni pé ó dà pé yín náà win lélẹ̀.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was obvious that the Romans was actually going to win that battle. So,
according to the Arabic word, it's a shortest period. Àwọn tó gbọ́ lọ́dún wọ́n lè máa gbọ́ wa.
Then ètò kọ́kọ́ sọ nípa àwọn, I think the battle of maybe against the band or whatever, tí wọ́n lọ jagun yẹn, tí wọ́n win the first one, kò professor yẹn gbà yẹn. Ìgbà tó lọ fún second one, mi ìrántí orúkọ battle yẹn. That one, he actually said they are going to win. But ìgbà tó dé battle, they ran away. Hello, FSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say something there.
Again, a fulfilled.
No, you want to say something before? Hello? Hello, FSP.
Prophecy.
Mo wọlé sọ̀rọ̀ ní nípa the second batch yẹn tí.
Àwọn èèyàn pe nọ́mbà mi ó dẹ̀ affect íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì mi. Ẹ pè mí sí WhatsApp, ẹ má pè mí ní nọ́mbà kọ ẹjọ́.
Ṣe fún wọn nọ́mbà ṣe bí ṣe dà yà tí you have a second number for them to call.
For now, WhatsApp number náà lè pè. Kàn jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú. Tó bá ti pe nọ́mbà kọ, ó máa tẹ́lẹ̀ pẹ́yìn tẹ̀ wà lórí ètò ní ó ń distract ló jẹ́ kí nọ́mbà mi máa lọ. So ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú àbí? Ṣé kí n tẹ̀síwájú?
Ẹ tẹ̀síwájú. Mo kọ́ fẹ́ sọ pa the second battle tí the second battle yẹn tí ó lọ ó kọ́kọ́ sọ pé máa win àmì kò sọ pé máa kò professor pé máa win the first one, he won the first battle, but second one tó professor pé máa win. Ìgbà tó lọ ń battle yẹn, they lost the battle, they ran away. He now came back to try to do damage control and tell them it's because of their unbelief. That's why they did not win. Yeah. So that is wrong too. I continue, please.
According to the Bible, we put the test on Prophet Muhammad, and these are fulfilled prophecy, which proves that he is a prophet of God. Lastly, we are going to the biblical prophecy, fulfilled or unfulfilled. Now I have the contemporary English version with us. This is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 21, verse 13. Book of Isaiah, chapter 21, verse 13. Listen to what the verse said. It said,
Baby kò ṣe wà ńbẹ̀.
This is a message for Arabs who live in the barren desert in the region of Dedan. Now, who is Dedan? According to the footnote in the Bible, they said that Dedan, telling us about Dedan, they said it's a region in northwest Arabia. That should not be a problem. Let us continue. It said it is about Arabia. You must order your caravan to bring water for those who are thirsty, you people of.
Kí lẹ sọ?
Isaiah 41.
Again, a fulfilled prophecy. So according to the Bible, we put the test on Prophet Muhammad, and these are fulfilled prophecy, which proves that he is a prophet of God. Lastly, we are going to the biblical prophecy, fulfilled or unfulfilled. Now I have the contemporary English version with us. This is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 21, verse 13. Book of Isaiah, chapter 21, verse 13. Listen to what the verse said. It said, this is a message for Arabs who live in the barren desert in the region of Dedan. Now, who is Dedan? According to the footnote in the Bible, they said that Dedan, telling us about Dedan, they said it's a region in northwest Arabia. That should not be a problem. Let us continue. It said it is a message about Arabia. You must order your caravan to bring water for those who are thirsty, you people of Tima. We know the region of Tima is in Medina today. So the Bible said the people of Tima will bring water to these refugees. What was the cause of their migration? They are worn out and weary from being chased by enemies with sword and arrows. Indeed,
mi ò mọ bí ṣé ń gbọ́ mi.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was chased away from Mecca with sword and arrows. They were about to kill him, but the Bible said, because it said the people of Tima will bring water. And they will welcome this.
Isaiah 21:13 abi.
14, no, I go 21, 14 or 13.
21 from verse 13. 21:13.
Only share screen.
A prophecy against Arab. Can you imagine?
Share screen.
àti ń rí ó ń lọ ó ń dé ó ti sá lọ ó ti dé padà.
ó wà òkè bẹ́ẹ̀ real network ni. ṣẹ́rí báyìí.
ó ń lọ ó ti dé padà.
Okay. A prophecy against Arabia. You Caribbeans are Gideonites.
Caravans.
I mean, Caribbean caravans. I can change it to KJV. Think Ali will generalize. Okay, I can do new KJV now. Okay. The burden against Arabia. In the forest in Arabia, you will lodge. You traveling companies of Gideonites. Oh, inhabitants. Sorry. me.
Yes.
Oh, inhabitants of the land of Tema. So, Tema in
Angbo.
Okay. Yeah. So, inhabitants of the land of Tema. Can explain with Tema.
So then you cannot explain.
Okay, bring water to him who is thirsty. With their bread, they met him who fled. For they fled from the sword, from the drawn sword, from the bent bow, and from the distress of war. For thus the Lord has said to me, within a year, according to the years of a hired man, all the glory of Kedar will fail, and the remainder of the number of archers, the mighty men of the people of Kedar, will be diminished, for the Lord God of Israel has spoken it. So this is a prophecy against Arabia as at that time. So there is no prophecy that will come a wow incidents where now let's start from this.
Why you give it to me?
Please, Brother Samad, Joe. Go ahead, the baby code.
Okay. So let's start from the Tema. Let's check the Tema on the Google map. Although, even if they mention Arabia, we have a lot of Arabia country today. So why is it that one specify that Arabia must be Mecca or must be Medina? So we have to check it out now to confirm.
The map, let me know check. So you should look for the map. That's what I was looking for. It's not Saudi Arabia, it's not Medina, but there is an Arabia that is close to Israel.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that was the same Arabia that Paul mentioned that he went to after his conversion.
Brother Samad, when Bible is talking about Arabian means desert.
Mm-hmm.
Arabia is a big Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia
is not Saudi Arabia.
Yes. Saudi Arabia. Arabia means is a peninsula. Is
that it was a desert up down south of Israel. So that is where it is referring to.
Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
Come on, where Saudi Arabia is not Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. Tamani people sọ pé Arabia. Jẹ́ ká má máa fi Saudi sí níwájú. Ẹ̀yin ará létẹ̀ ń wò wá tán bá ti ní bíbí bá dárúkọ Arabia wo ìlú Arabia ó pọ̀ kì í ṣe Saudi Arabia so àwọn ló máa lọ fi Saudi sí níwájú nítorí Arabia tí wọ́n kàn ní Saudi ní a bá sọ di Saudi Arabia rárá tẹ́ bá mi rí máàpù yẹn mi mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ń wà ní ìbá èmi náà ń try tí n bá lè rí tẹ́ bá lè rí.
Tẹ́ bá ní this other Bible app Bible study yẹn. That verse, there's a map that I want to click on it will bring up that the conventional map. Current map may not give you that what you are looking for. Current map, I want old map because as at that time, want to designate Saudi Arabia. In fact, Saudi Arabia may not even exist at that time.
Exactly.
I can try that to my sword. Mo fẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àárín yẹn dáadáa nítorí ó tẹnumọ́ gidi ó sì sọ bíi pé àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn
àti prophecy Muhammad àwọn ará bí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn is ká fi sẹ́nu ká má dákẹ́ ni o.
Isaiah 21:13.
21:13.
ìfẹ́ ò tí. So in tá à ń sọ níbí ni pé ẹnìkan ló pè mí ó ní pé it is now láòkè Bramila it is tẹ́ bá ní líǹkì mo fẹ́ Bramila thank you àwọn ló pè mí láàárọ̀ tó ń sọ fún mi tẹ́ bá ní líǹkì máàpù yẹn jọ ẹ send ẹ̀ sí mi comment section so a lè display fáwọn ará ilé wọn á lè rí pé tẹ́mà yẹn kì í ṣe Saudi Arabia ló wà tẹ́ bá ti ní líǹkì tẹ́ fi rí láàárọ̀ ìjọ ẹ send ẹ̀ sí wa èmi ò rí mọ̀ ṣe ń pa geography and the rest so mo rí mọ̀ bí mo ṣe fẹ́ ṣù ẹ̀ so bí ó ṣe jẹ́ tẹ́mà yẹn wọ́n ní tẹ́mà Google àti èmi náà bí but mi ò really get àwọn kinní yẹn but ẹ bá lè bá mi send ẹ̀ ká lè jọ wò ó. So ẹ jẹ́ ká wo Bible verse ẹ padà sí Bible verse yẹn ká kọ́kọ́ tiẹ̀ wo nǹkan tí Bible yẹn ń sọ.
Okay.
Ẹ wo àkọlé tó wà lórí Bíbélì yẹn proclamation against káti wà ní Saudi Arabia ni ṣàsọtẹ́lẹ̀ Muhammad lélẹ̀ nǹkan àkọ́tà kò proclamation against mi mọ̀ bí kí ni ìtumọ̀ Yorùbá tábàrà ṣe lè lọ Yorùbá.
Like
àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lòdì sí Arabia jẹ́ ká fi Saudi sí àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lòdì sí Saudi Arabia báwo lè ṣe wá jọmọ́ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ Muhammad wọ́n sọ pé àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé àwọn ìlú yẹn wọ́n ó bá Arabia jà kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ní Muhammad ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ ṣe rí ẹ̀yin ará ilé tí mùsùlùmí bá ti ń kó ti Bible fún wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó ká yàn ọ̀nà eléyìí ò jọmọ́ káti wá sọ pé Saudi Arabia ni ó ń sọ ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí pé wọ́n ó bá wọn jà àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lòdì sí wọn ni kì í ṣe fún wọn it's not àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ it's against them so
Muhammad dẹ̀ lọ jagun tí wọ́n lọ kógun bá àwọn èèyàn.
wọ́n lọ kógun jà wọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ ogun jíjà wọn ni nítorí àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe ní Bíbélì sọ bí kò sọ nípa tí Bramila bá sẹ́ndì link ẹ̀ tí wàá lè wo okay wọ́n ní ká wò láti search from Opera then click on image mi ní Opera ń bì Google Chrome ni mò ń lò so tẹ́ kí bébí kò bá ní Opera wọ́n ní you can search from Opera and click on image yes tí orúkọ bá tiẹ̀ wà tá a bá tiẹ̀ rí orúkọ kan ní Saudi tó ń jẹ́ tẹ́mà kò túmọ̀ sí pé tá a bá lọ wo ancient map àwọn Bible kan máa wà tó máa ń ní máàpù lẹ́yìn tá a bá lọ wo ancient map ìlú yẹn gangan orúkọ lè papọ̀ kẹ́dọ́dọ́kọ́ ni kó jẹ́ ìlú yẹn tá a bá lọ wo àní tẹ́kẹ̀ bá ní Bible map tó tán sí brasa má sì sọ yẹn ni ó ní o bá ti dùn ún wò jù pé tẹ́mà tí Bible sọ ń bì ṣé Saudi Arabia ni tá a bá ti wà ní tó bá jẹ́ Saudi Arabia àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lòdì sí wọn ní bẹ́ẹ̀lì sọ ń bì pé wọn ó jagun wọn ó kó wọn jagun kó wọn sọ pé Muhammad kò tiẹ̀ rí létí mọ́ Muhammad àkọ́kọ́ ní èkejì ní pé a pe àáfàá yìí níjà kán fún wa lẹ́rìí ibi tí Muhammad tó ti rí létí mọ́ Ismail àbí tó ti rí létí mọ́ tí lineage Muhammad mú pọ̀ níjà kán fún wa ní lineage ẹ̀ láti ìdílé rẹ̀ wá títí tó fi kan Muhammad kán fún wa tó fi líǹkì mọ́ àwọn ọmọ Saudi Arabia tó fi líǹkì mọ́.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe nǹkan kan let me take picture from my tablet I will send it on WhatsApp Kelly I think I can take the picture of it.
Okay.
In fact mo ní kí n sáré share nǹkan fún wa there is a war kí n share lórí screen direct tẹ́ bá lọ wá Isaiah chapter 20 from verse 1 ṣẹ́gẹ̀t mo fẹ́ share another war níbí báyìí so that àwọn èèyàn lè get point mi the war of Sargon war in 715 BC. Emaripo Macleancy. 715 BC. Against Northern Arabia.
So, what is send the picture FSP theory Fatukodo if you can pick it there or baby code.
Yeah. So I'm coming in. So I realized, in fact, according to Tibakwara saying by this gesture, Tabalo gesture, if you want evidence in Jadi, gesture is the Isaiah, book of Isaiah. Okay, let me just come here directly. To the Tabalo gesture here, can understand the fulfillment of that war. See, Northern Arabia and that theme. From Isaiah chapter 20 and Isaiah chapter 21. Because the Bible Isaiah chapter, let's start from chapter 20, verse 1. Only in the year that Tatan came to Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent him. So, this is the person. And it don't wait she gets. Sent him. He fought against Ashdod and took it. At the same time, the Lord spoke by Isaiah, the son of Amos, saying, Go and remove the sackcloth from your body and take your sandals off your feet. And he said, he did so, walking naked barefoot. Now, Teba Kalo, the same verse, he look at continue in chapter 21. Shall I understand the point in me? Now, Tema is in Northern Arabia. Why Yatrib is not in Northern Arabia?
Moti send to a picture of a map here. Can you share it? It's there. You see the red dot where Tema is, and you see Saudi Arabia and Medina down. So, yeah.
FSC private chat you want me by Lori StreamYard.
FSC the bound copy as well.
The copy.
It's in on WhatsApp. That fact WhatsApp.
So picture she text this
okay. Let me see if I can. Show me she copy.
She copy.
Ba my open kini na ba you. Share riba isha.
But it's too small.
It's too small, okay. In this 722 BC, time when let me come to this place. Sargon considered himself to have been divinely mandated to maintain and ensure justice, like other Assyrian kings. Sargon has times enacted brutal punishment against his enemy, but there are no known cases of atrocity against civilians from his reign. He worked to assimilate and integrate conquered foreign peoples into the empire and extended the same rights obligation as native Assyrian. So, me o le ma ka gbogbo etan, but te wa farabale ka gbogbo all of this thing, maybe my post link
comment section.
Exactly. So that I want you to check link here. So when you look at this thing very well, it is actually a prophecy that comes to fulfillment. It's not a prophecy of Medina or Mecca. It is in Northern Arabia, which is the Tema. The war come to fulfillment. So why okay Yatrib ni one so direct. So Muslim can work but if you align in so that is it.
FSB, can you see I'm sharing this thing now. Is it possible on my WhatsApp on this thing?
Okay, it's possible.
So you can read it. Is it showing?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you see Tema? I think that's the best I can do. Okay. It's even too much. This is the Tema. This is the north of Arabia. That is
thank God. It's a point taken to explain it. North Arabia. Can you see?
So you can see Saudi Arabia down. You can see Medina here. So here you can see. So this is Tema here at the top, and Every other place that was mentioned there, they are all here. So kò ń ṣe Saudi Arabia àti tiwọn àti Medina wọn, these are the places. And again, even this Medina in those days, I think it was occupied by the Jews also before Muhammad killed all of them and pursued them, right? This Medina. There was a name they called that. I think it was not the one they called Tabuk then. I think that was the name they called Medina.
Yatrib. Yatrib.
Yeah, what?
Yatrib is the Medina.
So people should try to understand that it's not Saudi Arabia. It has nothing to do with Saudi Arabia at all.
It's in the north.
It's in the northern part of Arabia, because in fact there was no Saudi Arabia at that time, so it's not.
So shall we?
Continue.
Yeah. Nǹkan tá a fìdí múlẹ̀ fún wa ní orí ètò náà ni pé tẹ́ẹ̀mà kò ṣe Saudi Arabia, kì í ṣe Saudi Arabia, kò tiẹ̀ jọ mọ́. Àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ tó sì sọ yìí, àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé wọ́n ó bá wọn jà ni. Báwo ni bí ṣe wá jọ mọ́ Muhammad? Àwọn mùsùlùmí tí wọ́n ń ṣe wáàsí lénìí, wọ́n á kàn jó gbogbo nǹkan papọ̀ mọ́ra wọn, wọ́n á wá lọ́dọọdún díẹ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Ìgbà kan náà ní Bẹ́kà náà ní Mẹ́kà. Bẹ́kà tó wà nínú Bíbélì, òun náà ní Mẹ́kà, kó kàn change orúkọ ni. Can you imagine? Bíbélì ti jẹ́ kó yé wa pé wòlíì èkú pọ̀ ní yóò dìde. A sì ti ka Colossians orí 7 ẹsẹ̀ 9 sí 10 lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó sọ fún wa pé ká ṣọ́ra fún ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n orí ènìyàn. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbọ́n orí ènìyàn, TMD, the audio yóò connect, ẹ lè rí connect padà. So eléyìí jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ẹ̀tàn jẹ́ pátápátá ayé òun ọ̀run ní nǹkan ẹ̀yà. Arákùnrin TMD ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Mo mọ̀ pé ewẹ́pẹ́ bá wà níbí ni ẹ tiẹ̀ ti ràn wá lọ́wọ́ tipẹ́, mọ̀ pé yìí gùdù nínú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́yẹn. Ibi tẹ́ẹ̀mà yẹn ládé mi mọ̀ bí ẹ láǹfààní àti ṣe ká tó lọ. Máàpù ẹ̀rẹ̀ kan máa lo máàpù kan. Arákùnrin ti gbé tẹ́ẹ̀mà tí 2114 sọ 2113 òun ni ó wà ní Saudi Arabia, pé Dedan Saudi Arabia ní, so ọ̀rọ̀ Saudi Arabia ni Àìsáyà 2114 13 to 14 sọ. So ẹ̀pẹ́ bá lè lay your hands on the map, ẹ bá lè jẹ́ ká mọ̀ kẹ́ tó bá ṣe é ṣe, inú wa máa dùn. Èmi ò rí lè mọ́ mọ́ṣì, but a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àti fáwọn èèyàn pé kò jọ mọ́ Muhammad, kò sí àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lòdì sí Arabia dẹ̀ ní. Arabia dẹ̀ jẹ́ a peninsula tó tóbi, kì í ṣe Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia rasamadi sọ́lẹ̀ kan, Saudi Arabia ò tí ì dé, kò tiẹ̀ tí ìlú tó jẹ́ Saudi Arabia gbogbo ìgbà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Kí ló dé táwa mú Saudi Arabia táwa lu mọ́ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ tó wà ní Bíbélì? Ọdún wo ni
Saudi Arabia started as a nation. Saudi Arabia started as so it started as a nation in 1928 and officially as a nation in 1930. So there was nothing like Saudi Arabia. When people read Galatians to say Paul went to Arabia, there are two Arabias. The Arabia of the Roman Arabia, they call it Palestine, is Arabia. The word Arab means desert. The word Arab means desert. So anywhere you find desert is called Arabia, until later on that they use the title for a particular location, geographical location. But can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, but what we call Arabia as at then was not the Arabia of what they mean today. The Arabia then, we have, when you are talking about Sinai, I want to load my map. My system is very slow. So if you talk about what is it called? The Sinai Peninsula, even within Israel, there are deserts there. They call it, there is a desert called Arava, because there is no B in Hebrew language. We have V instead of V. Instead of B, we have V. So they call it Arava. So it's like Arabia. That's what they actually call it. So it's a desert also in Arabia. So I mean in the land of Israel. So all those ones can be debunked within seconds. If I'm waiting for my system to load. So you can continue with any other thing you want to say, then we can come back to that.
Okay.
Refugees, and this is what happened with the prophet in Medina. Then it said The Lord said to me, listen to the prophecy. It said, a year from now, the glory of people of Kedar will all come to an end, just as workers contract end after year. The Bible said within a period of 1 year, these people will be overcome. Interestingly, when the prophet went to Medina, within the range of 1 to 2 years, the battle of Badr took place, where 70 of those Quraysh who were mocking the prophet, chasing him away of Mecca, they were all consumed, and 70 of them were arrested. So the Bible mentioned it very clearly. They said that Kedar is a region in Arabian desert. I want my brother Amphosah to tell me who migrated from the barren desert of the descendant of Kedar, which is in Saudi Arabia, to Mecca, to Medina, and the region of Tima is in Medina. So who was that person that migrated, and which battle was that battle that took part, that after within the range of 1 year, he was able to overcome them? Because this is what the Bible said. It is a message about Arabia. The same prophecy can be found in Isaiah chapter 42. This is a very interesting prophecy. It says that here is my servant, I have made him from here is my servant, by choosing one whom my...
You said?
Our verses don't go to, is it something somebody can actually go there and we...
Isaiah 21:13-14.
This guy is just talking like a talking robot without... this same Bible we will go to and say is corrupt. Well, do we have interest to go to that text itself and see what we're talking about?
The funny thing he was talking about within 1 year that Muhammad was going to do what? Conquer Mecca? Is that what that place was referring to? What rubbish is all of this? That the prophecy was about Muhammad in 600 years after that, when not even 600, because we are talking of Isaiah now. That's in thousands of, maybe over 1,000 years. That was talking about Muhammad going to Mecca to conquer them within 1 year.
Oh my goodness.
When as of 4th century,
jẹ́ kí n tú nǹkan tẹ́ sọ yẹn. Ẹ wo nǹkan tí nǹkan tẹ́ sọ, jẹ́ kí n tú ní Yorùbá kó yè yé àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa. Arákùnrin sọ pé láàárín ọdún kan ni Muhammad yóò lọ sí Mecca àkóso bẹ̀. Àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn dẹ̀ sọ pé according to him ó pé láàrin ọdún kan ni. Ẹ wo ìgbà tí wọ́n ti kọ Àìsáyà, ṣé ọdún kan síra wọn ni? Can you imagine how easy nǹkan tí arákùnrin Samadi sọ fún wa ni pé báwo ni ó ṣe máa wá equate àsìkò àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ Àìsáyà, ó wá equate sí ìgbà tí Muhammad wá dé, ó wá ní èyí àbáwo. Àárín yẹn pàkàsọ kò tiẹ̀ relate mọ́ Muhammad. Àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn ò dẹ̀ sọ pé Saudi Arabia. So ìbáṣe ẹnìyẹn lójú screen ìbára TMD mi rò bí ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ nítorí ọjọ́ ń rebi àná òun rebi àti wò. Ẹ bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ Isaiah 21:13-14 ní nǹkan tí.
Kadetum, I will show the map again so you can see it's not even Saudi Arabia. So what is it talking about? 622 AD and 630. So that's how many years? That's 80 years before he went back to Mecca. In fact, these people they are really, really terrible.
So are you there? Should we go ahead? Okay, TMD Tilo. Let's proceed because of our time.
Question tí mi rò pé ó yẹ ká máa bi wọ́n léèrè, àwọn Christian bi wọ́n léèrè ni pé tó máa ti sọ̀rọ̀ yí pé Muhammad ilẹ̀ Saudi Arabia Ishmael, ẹnì kan fún yín lẹ́rìí pé báwo ni Ishmael ṣe tàn mọ́ Muhammad ṣe tàn mọ́ Ishmael. That's the question we'll be asking. They should give us the evidence. Because their scholars, Ibn Abbas, have said that there is no correlation between Muhammad and Ishmael. So irọ́ ni ó sọ pé irọ́ làwọn kí ni wọ́n pa àwọn scholars that are linking them.
Isaiah 42, and my servant whom I uphold and choosing. Tẹ́bá bá kọ́ dẹ̀, so wọ́n try láti liken Muhammad sí servant yẹn. So meanwhile, okay.
Actually, is delighted with 3 names I mentioned here about this prophecy. Firstly, servant. Secondly, choosing one.
Aloud, switch here.
My life is delighted with one of the name of Prophet Muhammad.
Hold on. Ó ti yé mi. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n mi gbé títí yín sójú tí yín lọ́lẹ̀. Okay. Sorry.
Tell me who migrated from the barren desert of the descendant of Kedar, which is in Saudi Arabia, to Mecca, to Medina, and the region of Tima is in Medina. So who was that person that migrated, and which battle was that battle that took part, that after within the range of 1 year, he was able to overcome them? Because this is what the Bible said. It is a message about Arabia. The second prophecy can be found in Isaiah chapter 42. This is a very interesting prophecy. It says that here is my servant, I have made him strong. Here is my servant, my chosen one, whom my life is delighted with, whom my soul is delighted with. 3 names are mentioned here about this prophecy. Firstly, servant. Secondly, chosen one. Thirdly, whom my life is delighted with. One of the name of Prophet Muhammad is Abdullah. In Quran chapter 18 verse 1, Quran chapter 17 verse 1, Quran chapter 25 verse 1. We know that today, according to the Christian, they said Jesus is the Son of God. So he cannot be the servant. The Israelites themselves, Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 14 verse 1, it says they are children of God. The Christian also today, they said in John chapter 1 verse 12 that we are sons of God. So it speaks about a servant, and you said Jesus is not a servant of God. So this prophecy cannot be on him. Secondly, it says the chosen one. What is the chosen one? One of the name of Prophet Muhammad, which is Al-Mustafa. Then it said, in whom my soul is delighted. Who? What does this name mean in Arabic? It means Habibullah. Again, another name of the prophet mentioned in the prophecy. Then it says in verse 10. You see, I have the KJV Bible here with me. It's mentioned that they will sing, the people of the descendant of Kedar, they will sing the praise of the Lord on the rock. Do you just imagine? The KJV Bible, they deleted the name of the rock, they put it as rock. When you read other verses of the version of the Bible, you will realize that that mountain was mentioned as Mountain Salah. And today we know that Mountain Salah is presently in the region of Medina, at the frontage of the mosque of the Prophet. And where in Medina? How does the Mountain Salah came in the Bible? And who was that person who praised God on that mountain? Because during the battle of Trent, during the battle of Khandaq, when the Prophet is praying for rain, he was on that rock and he prayed to God. That rock is mentioned in different hadith of the Prophet. So the meaning of that Salah in Hebrew, it means a cracking mountain. In Arabic, the same thing, Salah means a cracking mountain. And that mountain today is in Arabia. So the KJV Bible, in order to take away our mind from knowing which rock was that rock, they removed the name Salah and they replaced it with common rock. But the Bible said it is a Salah, Mountain Salah, and today we know that that mountain Salah is in Medina, where the Prophet prayed. Now, I want to know, who was that person, and when and how was this prophecy fulfilled? Because we are making it now. We say this, we want to know from our Christian brethren. If it is not on Muhammad, is it? How many minutes left?
One.
How many minutes?
1
minute more. So these are the cases. I will wait for the rebuttal and I will be giving you some of these. I want to know which mountain was that mentioned in Medina? Why was the region there in Medina? And about the migration of the Prophet in Isaiah chapter 21 verse 13 that speaks about how he migrated to Medina. How the people of Tima, meaning the people of Medina, welcomed him, and within a range of 1 to 2 years, the Bible said God will overcome those people of Kedar who chased him with sword, and indeed this is what happened with the Prophet. So indeed again, in Quran chapter 2 verse 23, the Quran said, bring one surah like the Quran. I will wait for my uncle brother Amphosah, before the end of this program to give me one thing, like one verse, one chapter, just like the most smallest chapter in the Quran. And if this verse, if this challenge can be for many years without being defeated, then it means what the Quran said, indeed Prophet Muhammad is a messenger of Allah and not a forger.
You have been defeated severally, so multiple times.
TMD, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I'm coming.
Okay. Hello, you said what? Is anyone who wants to say something? Because we are rounding up. Let's give our thoughts on the last claim he made about Kedar, about, though we've said a lot at this if you see have other things to share, àwọn aráalé wọ́n lè kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ dáadáa tán bá múrò àwọn lọ́jíìkì wá pé láàrin ọdún kan síra wọn ni Muhammad conquer Mecca, so definitely Bible sọ pé láàrin ọdún kan síra wọn lẹ́ni ẹ̀ máa conquer Tema, definitely Muhammad ní ẹ wo àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ tán ti sọ about many thousands of years back, Muhammad wá ní Muhammad ní. Yeah.
Now,
if you have
according to Isaiah 42, behold my servant, whom I uphold, my elect one, in whom my soul delight. Now, first question láti béèrè, not even on this verse, from ọ̀rọ̀ tí àfáà yẹn, bọ̀bọ́ yẹn tó sọ. Ó sọ wípé one of the name of Muhammad, my servant, one of the name of kíní kan, my chosen one. There is no place this verse says that the name of somebody will be my servant, my chosen one, my soul, my light at all. This is òun ló ṣe àwọn cook up word yẹn ló fi síbẹ̀ pé one of the name of the prophet is so. Kò síbi tó sọ pé òkè bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dẹ́ni ẹ̀ mọ̀ ní pé orúkọ ẹ̀ máa jẹ́ my servant, orúkọ ẹ̀ máa jẹ́ no, kò síbi tí verse yẹn ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́kejì ni wípé now when you are talking about this verse, Bible interprets Bible. When you check the book of Matthew chapter 12, tẹ́ bá ka Matthew chapter 12 yẹn, ẹ máa rí pé Jesus Christ himself ó ti explain when you read from verse 17. Jésù sọ wípé kí èyí tí a ti ẹnu wòlíì Isaiah wí kí ó bá lè ṣẹ. Now, Jesus Christ is even referring to the book of Isaiah. Níbo ni Muhammad àbí Allah ti sọ ní Quran pé Isaiah ń bá wọn wí? Jésù sọ wípé ní Matthew chapter 12 verse 17, ó ní kí èyí tí a ti ẹnu wòlíì Isaiah wí kí ó bá lè ṣẹ pé verse 18, wo ìránṣẹ́ mi, behold my servant in whom I have chosen. The same thing tá à ń kà ní book of Isaiah chapter 42 verse 1 bọ̀ nísàlẹ̀, the same thing Jesus repeats in the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 17 to 18. So that simply means this verse is not even talking about them. And God has been referring to Israel as my servant, my chosen one, my elect. Even when you check book of Isaiah chapter 49, from verse 1 to 3, even that verse 3 only, and he said to me, you are my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified, or in whom I will be delighted, depending on the translation of Tabaka. So this is Isaiah 49 verse 3. So this is alone is showing us that the verse is talking about Israel at a whole, that later comes to fulfillment through Jesus Christ. So àárín bẹ́ẹ̀ lèmi kàn fẹ́ sáré sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí pé sùkọ́ àwọn máa ṣe àtàmọ̀ lórí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ò yẹ fún wọn.
Okay, TMD, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So látọjú ọdún mẹ́ta tí mo ti fẹ́ share kíní. Now, I hope you can see my screen clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I will start by this is the project I've been doing for years, and trying to locate where all those biblical names, locations are located on the map. So this is where Abraham grew up. This place called Ur. Maybe I should zoom it so that you can see. This is Ur.
Please, go ahead.
So Ur is in Iraq. Modern day Iraq. So that is where Ur is, very close to Baghdad. This their capital city is Baghdad. Then we have Syria, and we have Damascus. We have Jordan around this side. So then we have Petra here. We have Sinai Peninsula here. Then we now have Egypt around this place. So this is where the land of Israel is. It's very small. I will enlarge it so that everybody can see. So this is Israel. Israel is a very small piece of land. So when the guy was mentioning those locations, I will now begin to click on those locations one after the other. So we all agree this is Egypt, and this is Libya, this is Sudan, this is Nigeria, and on and on. So on this, we have Saudi Arabia. This place was a desert land. Nothing existed in this particular area of land. It was a desert area. And if you read what Bible said about Abraham moving from Ur to the land of Egypt, the Bible said he went through a fertile Christian's land. That is where the vegetation are, where he can survive. Nobody can travel from this Ur, where we have Ur, to where we call Mecca and survive it in the desert. It will take that person almost like a month plus to go by camel or donkey before they can reach this side. So if that person does not have sufficient food, he will die. So what they call fertile Christians is this. I'm going to take a ruler and probably measure it. Try and trace. Okay, so I'm going to trace it down. We have from here. I hope you can see the line I'm drawing. Down to Hebron. He stayed there for a while. From there to
Yeah, maximize it. So maybe you collapse this side.
What's in here for go?
Collapse the menu on the side here.
Okay. For now, let me collapse so that.
Show better, Ben.
No, kò tí collapse o.
No, my voice. I'm talking about my voice.
No, it's not better. So can I please? So you can see the yellow line I'm drawing down to Egypt. So this is Egypt. Let me just sorry.
Pick red yellow is not clear.
I prefer yellow. Color. So this is where we travel all this way to Syria, down to Hebron, Petra area, and down to Egypt. That's where Abraham lived. So after that, Joseph also went the same route down to Egypt. So now let's quickly go, because of our time. We can come another day and start talking about how Ishmael related. In fact, they are not related at all. Their sources finish them. Nothing in their sources. In fact, no single reference. They have to allude to Bible before they can prove that Muhammad came from Ishmael. There is no single Islamic sources that prove. In fact, Yasakadi disproved that of reason, saying that there is no, when it comes to Adnan, that's what they can know. Even that Adnan is still doubtful. That every other thing that they have to allude to the Bible before they can get to know if it is related to Ishmael or not, and it is fabricated. And one of their sources said that the Arab are the one that taught Ishmael Arabic language. So how can they be the father of Arab? Then another thing I want to add is that Muhammad is not from Mecca per se. He was from Yemen. He was born and raised up here in this place. So before they migrated to Mecca, before his father migrated to Mecca, and that's where they born in. So it's not, nothing existed there. People just camped there to live. Unless Muslims were to agree with us that, Muslims want to say that Exodus happened between this place to this place, which is not possible. So that's another blunder. So let me quickly go to our point. So let me open my projects. Yeah. Okay. So he mentioned months. Let's begin to mention that name one after the other. He mentioned Kedar, right? So this is where Kedar is. Look at it. So the Kedarites lived here. I hope people can see where Kedar is located. This is the desert. Let me enlarge so that people can see. Let me put it in 3D. So you can see this is the desert where you can see there is a desert area. Can you see? It's a desert area where they lived. But now it's now inhabited, but people live there. The population is not that much.
Can you show it like a conventional map? This is not clear. Not 3D, not 2D, the normal conventional one.
No. This is where it's going to make sense. I use Google Earth to do my project.
It doesn't show. You can't show the normal map.
No. This is the project. They call this one project. It's Google Earth. So it's
for Google Earth to locate different places.
I know Google Earth, but only show Kenino now. So it's not clear. What they are showing is not clear to me. I'm not seeing it clearly.
But people say they can see it now.
Baby, can you see it clearly? FSP.
Combat on collapse it to leg ben yẹn clear, but con collapse it to leg ben ó kàn kéré ni. Ó máa tóbi. Àbí òun lẹ ń lò, tó bá jẹ́ òun lẹ ń lò.
Òun lò now. So should I continue or we should just call it a day?
Continue.
I continue, but it's not just too visible. That's my concern.
All right. So this is Mount Sinai. Mount Seir. you can see I click on it. It said Mount Seir is the ancient and biblical name for Mount region, stretching between the Dead Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba in the north. If you go to you see there. So let's locate it on the map. This is where it is. Mount Seir. Okay, this is Mount Seir. This is the mountain called Mount Seir, as read in the Bible. You can see that it's mountain. You can see the structure. It's mountain structure. Yeah, this place is like desert area, but this place is Mount Seir. Then also we have Sinai Peninsula. Egypt Sinai Peninsula is a sparsely populated desert region between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. So when Bible mentions Sinai, this is what Bible is talking about. So this is where the children of Ishmael camped. That's where they live. That's where they build their territory, their nations. The 12 children of Ishmael. This is where they live their life. This is where their father even died. And
so which country is that?
It's not. They are not at that time was not classified as a nation or as a country.
But was it part of Arabia or part of Israel? Where does it fall?
Then it was called. That is where they call Arabia. Then that's the province of the Roman called Palestine. That's the region. That's the region of the what is it called?
But is it close to Hijaz, the Arabia, current Saudi Arabia? Is it close to it? Anyway,
it's not. It's not.
Yeah, I think you can show us the distance between that one. The reduce volume here, and I'm far away from the laptop also.
Okay, so this is Sinai down to Saudi Arabia. This is their Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
So almost like I want to say almost like 3,486 kilometer journey. So if you are traveling, you go by flight, not by trekking or by bus. If you want to go by bus, it's going to take you a number of
so definitely it cannot be by normal conventional means of transportation. Then it's impossible.
For what is it called? Ishmael to come down here and Abraham to come and sacrifice is a ridiculous claim. Even we have what is it called? Bathsheba, as mentioned in the Bible. The water they call Marwa and Massa, what they call it, where the the Agar got water from. This is the river. This is it here. Bathsheba. That's the name of that well where she got the water for Ishmael. So this is where it was located.
And it's the same region. It's also far from Saudi.
It's the same region. It's the same region.
Close to that Sinai.
We also have, yes, we have Paran. Hey, they always mention Paran. This is Paran. Now this is Paran. Can you see? This is Paran. Let me enlarge it. This is just a small region. This is it, Mount Paran. This is a mountain area. If I put it in 3D, you see that it's a mountain area. You can see. So this is Mount Paran. You can see. So for the fact that they are claiming today that Paran is located in Saudi Arabia is false, because you have to travel.
A bogus lie.
So it's a big lie. It's not true. So it's not true. Then
can you tell me the current one? That's 21. Can you show us that as well? The Tema and the
MD, you know what? People appreciated this you have presented. I will like it a day. You will come and do the
normal presentation.
Break it down. We will spend a lot of time.
Mind.
Yeah, I'll be glad. So that people will get more understanding about it.
Yeah, we need to expose this lie. Yeah, cache projects. In fact, like you have done this Google Earth project, but I would really appreciate if it is clearer, so that we can really even measure the distances, and we'll now be able to, like, is it visible for Abraham to move to Saudi Arabia as they are claiming from where they lived? It's impossible with camel.
The word Arabia is a bogus word, and you should not try and play on that word. When what is it called? People can even use Google search. Go to Google or go to Wikipedia. Just type two Arabians. You will see it will bring it out. We have Roman Arabia. There is a name they call it. I've forgotten the name they call it then. And also we have other desert that are called Arabia. So the Arabia that in Galatian that Paul went to, it will be ridiculous for Paul to leave Jerusalem and come all the way to Mecca. I mean to Saudi Arabia here, or modern day Saudi Arabia, which does not exist until
and TMD. Even as at that, and in those periods, there was nothing like Saudi Arabia, like you have earlier said.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia does not exist.
No.
Nobody lived there.
In fact, Mecca does not even exist.
Nobody lived in those places at all. It was the northern part of the Arabia that some people are living, up to Petra.
Let me make a claim here that I challenge anybody to debunk. Mecca in Quran was changed from the word it was Becca, not Mecca. But because they founded a name, that particular name, in fact, that Gibson was saying that if Muslim doesn't want to agree that their religion started in Petra. If they agree, then we'll agree that they were descendants of Ishmael. Because most of the features that they talk about in Quran and some part of their deed existed here, not in Mecca. In fact, that's why today you see that the Saudi Arabia themselves are demolishing the name of so-called the house of Shahabas, of Muhammad, and they are using it to build hotels. Most of those things, they are demolishing it gradually, and they are using it to build a hotel for people to bring their money to come and do Hajj and stay there and make money from them.
Tourism,
And if you read one particular hadith, when the people of Quraysh challenged Muhammad that he was disturbing them, so they went to his uncle and they were like, "What do you want?" And they were like, "I just want something that will make them to." Something that they will say that will make them submit to that will make other nations submit to them, and at the same time to gain to gain power. So there's a bit like that. I even have it, but maybe one of these days when I want to present, I can show it. So, but what I'm saying is that they should challenge us that this Mecca or Medina, Mecca existed before the time that they are proclaiming. And that's why Dan Gibson, this man, James Smith, all of them, they have worked on this and they have debunked the lies on this particular aspect. So
so that's what J. Smith has also said, that in the 7th century, there was even nothing in those Mecca, Medina, anything. Those places were desert, no trade routes, nothing. No water in those places.
Because, like I said the other time, it would be ridiculous for Abraham or anybody living in Iraq to move all the way from here down to this place because they want to come and do sacrifice. You see, let me say almost like 3,500 kilometers. You know how many days it's going to take, and it's not going to be straightforward because desert, there is a place you must take before you can get to a particular location. And you can even lost in desert. I've seen people get lost in what is it called?
Maybe we'll give people an idea of what the 3,000 kilometer is in Nigeria. It's like traveling from Lagos to Ibadan is about 300 kilometers. If you are, to drive, so it's about 300 kilometers. So how long? Where is it? Like going from Lagos to Kaduna, or no, Kaduna may be closer. Maybe like Maiduguri or something. It may even be more than that,
But remember that is by road.
It's an impossible journey,
so it's an impossible. And even that person must have sufficient water. Where is he going to get water around this place? Where this is where the water is, and you can't drink this. This is salty water.
Salty,
It's so far. You can't get. Even today in Saudi Arabia, hardly did they have rain. Not every time. You understand? They have to do what they call cloud seeding. They have to do what they call cloud seeding. People can read. They have to do. They spend money before rain can come down. You understand? They have to spend money, do cloud
And of
seeding.
course, they're also treating that salt water. They treat it. They have water plants for them to be able to drink it.
You can put it on Google, type as cloud seeding and see.
Lagos may not even be up to that's true.
So, but for somebody to travel all the way from here to Iraq, to Syria, down to Damascus, down to Sinai Peninsula, and down to, because there is a there is a river in this place, in this desert, there is a river there, because water is very close by. So the tendency that waters exist in this particular desert is there, because this is water surrounding them. Let me enlarge it. This is water surrounding. This is water here, water here, water here. So by the time it gets here, it has been filtered by the natural resources in the ground. So water existed around this place. So he can travel there, cross to Egypt, and live his life there, and go back again and live in Hebron, where he died. That's Abraham. So it's easy. But for somebody to now tell me that somebody left Hall down to Mecca here, they should not try that with us again.
Thank you.
God
bless you. One of these days, we come online to come and dismantle all these claims. Ẹ̀yin ará ilé, ibi láti fi àdàgbà ètò ọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbàdúrà fáwọn mùsùlùmí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa forúkọ wọn sínú àdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run bàbá wa Jésù Kristi kó bá wọn pàdé. Kẹ́mi mímọ́ fara rẹ̀ fún wọn. Gbogbo àtàmọ̀ yìí kò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀. Kò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀, kò fìdí múlẹ̀ kankan níbi kankan. Ipò pàǹbárí rẹ̀ ni pé Bíbélì kan náà lẹ sọ pé kò sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Bíbélì kan náà lẹ́wàá tẹ̀sán mọ́ láti fi ìdí ìrere Muhammed múlẹ̀. Kò lè ṣe, kò jọra wọn. Ó lọ tínrín papọ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Kò wú ni láti gbọ́ létí. Ìwé tẹ́ ní kì í ṣe ìwé Ọlọ́run. Inú ẹ̀ náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ wòlíì Muhammed wà. Ẹ wá fẹ́ fi ìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀, kò lè ṣe. Ẹ fún wa ní ìwé tí a ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Muhammed àti àsọsẹ́lẹ̀ nípa Muhammed lẹ́yìn Bíbélì tẹ́ ní pé kì í ṣòun lẹ́yìn Tòrá àti Ìnjílà. Ìchallenge rẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn mùsùlùmí tó bá wò wá nílé tó jẹ́ mùsùlùmí, oníbéèrè ó ń ta wúyẹ́wẹ́ nínú ọkàn rẹ̀. Ìbéèrè ń ta wúyẹ́wúyẹ́ nínú ọkàn rẹ̀. Ó ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ, o lè pè wá. Nọ́mbà wa ló wà lójú ọpọ́n yìí. O lè pè wá. Nọ́mbà wa ló wà lójú ọpọ́n yìí. Pè wá. Wà bó fẹ́ challenge wa fún discussion, friendly one, kì í ṣe tá máa búra wa, kì í ṣe tá máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí a máa sọ̀rọ̀ asádà, àbí tá máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó máa dọ̀rọ̀ bínú, ọ̀rọ̀ bàjẹ́, ọ̀rọ̀ ìdíbàjẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ ìdíbàjẹ́ kan gbogbo tí ẹnu wa jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kíyèsí eléyìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Kìrìsìtẹ́nì. Káwọn bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìdíbàjẹ́, káwa jẹ́ kó yé àwọn aráalé pé àwọn ò ń ṣe aláìgbàgbọ́, Kìrìsìtẹ́nì làwa. Òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ la fẹ́ fi yé àwọn aráalé, la fi ń ṣe ètò yìí. Ètò yóò wà fún ká lè sọ̀rọ̀ ìdíbàjẹ́ sí ẹnikẹ́ni, àbí ká lè sọ pé nìkan báyìí ni tọ̀hún ni. Rárá, ètò yìí wà fún òdodo fáàtì. Ẹ rí bá ṣe rí pé ńgbà tí a gbìyànjú ńgbà tí Ọlọ́run sì bá wa gbé arákùnrin TMD wá, wọ́n bá wa ṣó ẹ̀. Ní tá à ń pè ní fáàtì nìyẹn. A fi ìdí òdodo múlẹ̀, a fi ìdí òkodoro múlẹ̀. Ìta tá a fẹ́ nìyẹn látọ̀dọ̀ wọ mùsùlùmí tó bá fẹ́ pè wá níjà. Ní tó bá fẹ́ sọ, kíyèsí pé àwa náà ní ọpọlọ tá à ń rò. Ní tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa kó tó sọ jáde, òun náà la lò láti fi béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ará létò tí mọ Jésù, àǹfààní rèé o láti mọ Jésù. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn, ó ń ṣiyèméjì, ó fẹ́ fi ìgbàgbọ́ sílẹ̀. Má fi ìgbàgbọ́ sílẹ̀ o. Rò dáadáa lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Ayérayé là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń parẹ́ o. Tó bá ti fi ìgbàgbọ́ sílẹ̀, ní ta ló tún fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilójú fún ẹ? Jésù náà lẹni tó pera rẹ̀ ní èmi ní oúnjẹ ìyè tó ti ọ̀run sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá. Tí a bá jẹ, a kì yóò kú mọ́ láéláé. A ó ní ìyè àìnípẹ̀kun. Ó ní bí a ti gbé ejò kọ́ sórí igi, bí Mósè ti gbé ejò kọ́ sórí igi, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lágbé ọmọ ènìyàn kọ́ sórí igi. Ẹni tó bá wò yóò là. Look and live. Look and live. Jésù ni ẹni tí a gbé kọ́ sórí igi kí ìwọ bá lè dẹ́ni ìgbàlà. Ó sọ níbi kan tó ní Jésù kì í ṣe wòlíì. Wòlíì ni Jésù, ó sì ti ju wòlíì lọ. Ó ní níbi kan Jésù kì í ṣe àlùfáà. Àlùfáà ni Jésù, kódà olórí àlùfáà ni, ṣùgbọ́n òun ò ní máa ṣe lọ́dọọdún. Ó ti ṣe tiẹ̀ létùtù láṣẹ pé lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo, kò sì sí pé ká tó lọ tún ṣe mọ́. Ó ní Jésù kì í ṣe ọba ni Jésù. Ó níbi kan sọ fún àwọn ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì, ó ní wò ó ẹ̀yin ọmọbìnrin Jerúsálẹ́mù, ẹ wò ó ìbùkún ni fún Olúwa. Blessed, ó ní bí ó ṣe sọ nìkan mi mo yẹ sọ dáadáa. Ó ní your king comment, blessed you sing blessed in the name of the Lord when you see your king comment. Ní ìrántí bó ṣe kó tiẹ̀ dáadáa, ó sọ pé ọba ni, ọba àwọn Júù, ọba ayérayé ni. Bọ̀ ìjọba rẹ̀ kì í ṣe ìjọba ti Nàìjíríà, kì í ṣe ọba ti Saudi Arabia, kì í ṣe ìjọba Amẹ́ríkà níbi tí a ti ń kówó jẹ, níbi tí àwọn ènìyàn ó ti máa wà ní strike, tí ọmọ tí yẹn sì wá ń lo òyìnbó tó máa lọ sí ilé ìwé tí ó máa rẹ́rìn rárá ìjọba Jésù kọ́ ni ìjọba àlàáfíà ni Jésù mú wá fún wa ìgbàlà la fi lọ́ o kì í ṣe ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà kì í ṣe oníjọjìjọ kì í ṣe ẹlẹ́sìnmẹ̀sìn gba Jésù lénìí ìwọ tó sì ti gba Jésù di mú ṣinṣin o ohunkóhun má jẹ́ kó gbà lọ́wọ́ rẹ di mú ṣinṣin darapọ̀ mọ́ wa nínú àdúrà máa gbàdúrà fún wa mú wa lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan máa dárúkọ wa máa sọ fún Ọlọ́run kọ́lọ́run dì wá mú kọ́lọ́run kó fún wa ní àlàáfíà pípé kọ́lọ́run kó fún wa ní oúnjẹ òjò wa lénìí kí ohunkóhun má mú wa dá wa lọ́wọ́ kọ́ tí a ò fi ní ṣe ètò yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi sínú àdúrà ká sì máa gbàdúrà fáwọn mùsùlùmí Ọlọ́run ti ń gbà wọn là lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan a ó gbúrò gbọ́ Ọlọ́run ti ń nawọ́ gan wọn lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a ó gbúrò gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi àwọn ọ̀nà tọ́lọ́run ti ń gbàgbà àwọn ènìyàn là ìgbàlà Ọlọ́run Jésù ni mímọ̀ kẹ́nìkan bí a ní ọ̀rọ̀ kéékèèké kan láti sọ ká tó dágbére fáwọn aráalé tó bá wà.
ẹ dágbére so I mean ẹ̀yin olùgbọ́ adúpẹ́ for your time yeah God bless you yeah.
Samad adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún pé àjọṣètò yìí náà lénìí ni bó ṣe pé amóhùnbúgbẹ̀mú yín èmi ti dọ́gbọ́n sí ń tèmi èmi ti dọ́gbọ́n fi APC yẹn mo yọ kò létí ni àjẹbẹ́ èyí tí máa fàyà arákùnrin tí md ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kàn yín lénìí ni èmi ti ń mọ̀ látijọ́ ẹ̀ so Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ìjọ tẹ bá ti wá.
mo máa gba laptop wọn yẹn nìyẹn.
Gba kíní tí ó ń dún gbẹ̀mù nínú ẹ́ńjìn yẹn máa jí mú máa tì sí kọ̀ǹpútà tèmi ìyàpẹ́ sura 3:161 nìyẹn Ọlọ́run yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́ bí a ti fẹ́ lọ fara nílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run yóò bá wa pàdé àwa tá a sì lọ síbi iṣẹ́ àwa àbá a fẹ́ sinmi ní Sunday àwa níjọ́ tá a ṣe ń sinmi àní ṣe oúnjẹ jẹ àní ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ sọ orí ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run yóò wà pẹ̀lú wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa àti ibikíbi tó ní kálukú wa bá orílẹ̀ tá a bá wà àánú Ọlọ́run yóò máa bá wa gbé a ó rí ojú ire gbà a rí àánú Ọlọ́run gbà àwọn tó wojú Ọlọ́run fún ìyanu Ọlọ́run yóò ṣe ìyanu nínú ayé wọn àwọn tó wà nípò àìsàn Ọlọ́run yóò dáwọ́lé wọn yóò wòsàn pátápátá àwọn tó wojú Ọlọ́run fún ohun kan tàbí èkejì tán dúró de Olúwa fún iṣẹ́ gidi fún àti ṣe nǹkan kan àbí èkejì Ọlọ́run alààyè yóò sì ṣe fún wa lórúkọ Jésù ìpàdé wa ó tún di ọjọ́ mi ó ṣe ṣe kó jẹ́ lọ́la ìgbàkígbà tí ìpè bá ti dún a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn a ó sì máa pè wá a ó máa jẹ àwa aláàmà bá ẹ̀yin láti máa rí orí ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run kò ní fi ayé wa sílẹ̀ ìgbàlà Jésù kò ní fi ayé wa sílẹ̀ ó dàbọ̀.